face for all of us that did it the right way and
Yep, I
waited
do
all
that every
this.
time.
Yeah, all of this butt hurt because they deport people that just walked across the border. I don't get it. I don't understand it, and I probably never will. Uh, they are doing the right thing by deporting everybody that walked in and just tried to claim that is not how you go. That's not how this country was founded. Well, that is how it was founded, but that's not the current law anymore. So we can't just allow that to happen because you don't know who's walking across, how many terrorists they had walk across, and all that. And then people get up in arms, and it's actually kind of ridiculous that Americans are supporting what America destroyed, communism. You know.
Yeah.
I was born in the Soviet Union. I know how that works. I know how that turns up. I know how that started because my great grandfather got picked up during Gulag in the 1920s. My grandfather was 14 years old and he was left an orphan to fend for his five younger siblings. So I understand how that works, how socialism works. To tell me that the Democrats are not doing that when I see exactly that they're doing exactly what communists did, the Bolsheviks did in the 20s and the early 19th century, it's I will never understand that, and I'm not gonna claim to understand it. We fought against communism. Why do they keep pushing for it? I don't know. What do you
Okay,
think?
thank you, sir. Thank you. Mojo, can you tell us who you voted for, please?
Harris.
Welcome, sir. Would you like to respond to what the gentleman prior to you was saying, or would you like to tell us why you voted for Harris?
Um, I'm a pragmatic Marxist, and I believe, and I'll vote blue no matter who. So I guess there's that.
Uh, okay, at least he's honest. Okay.
What's a
Uh,
pragmatic Marxist mean? What does that mean?
yeah.
What do you? Why do you say pragmatic?
It means that we live in a. Wow, who's got that echo? It means that we live in a capitalist system, and I understand that. Until we can change the system, I'll have to work within the system to try and change the system.
Change it to what?
Change it to something that's more equitable.
What does that mean, though?
That means that everyone's basic needs are met.
So,
Food,
are you
shelter.
suggesting the country turn to socialist country? Is that what you want?
I think we're already a mixed market economy. I certainly think we need more socialism, yes.
Mixed market? What do you mean by mixed market?
We utilize capitalism and socialism in our economic system.
How do we utilize socialism in our economic system?
We have a lot of government control over different means of production, like healthcare, like education, like food distribution, stuff like that.
So, what does this government control look like? It's for distribution. How would that look?
Are you a
Right
socialist,
now,
sir? Just ask him. Are you a socialist, sir?
No, he already said that. But I'm just saying, like, I think a lot of people that are socialists confuse like the actual terms because socialist government. There is no leeway with socialist government. The government controls everything. So to say that this
socialism
country
is
is
not a
socialist,
government.
hold on, wait. To say that we have socialism in this country is a lie. We don't have it at all.
If you want, I can give you my
Sir,
definitions. It would take me less than a minute.
okay, go
Yeah.
ahead, sir.
Okay.
Capitalism is the mixture of one person's capital with the theft of somebody else's labor. Socialism is an economic system where the means of production are owned and controlled by the people as a whole, or individual markets in co-op form, in a mixed market or a market socialist system.
Yeah, but
Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
Communism is a form of government that is owned and controlled by the people as a whole, and Marxism is an overriding philosophy that includes both of those things.
Yeah. Okay. But your definition of capitalism was inaccurate, and your definition of socialism is inaccurate as well.
I'm willing to talk about either.
Well, both of your definitions were inaccurate.
I'm willing to talk about either.
So you need to look up the proper definition of capitalism. And
I know the proper definition.
Because in socialism, like I think you're missing the fact that when the state or government that's in control There is only one party, okay? And this one party controls the means of production, not the people.
You're mixing communism and socialism together.
No, you don't know the difference between the two.
Okay, 1 second, Aaron. Jeff, what do you want to say to this gentleman? You seem like you want to say something, and just tell us who you voted for, please.
Well, I'm an independent and I voted for Trump.
Okay, welcome. What would you like to say to Mr. Mojo?
Yeah, socialism turns into communism in every freaking country.
That's not true. They're two different things.
No, it's not. It starts out with socialism.
They're two different things. One's government, one's economy.
Okay,
Yes,
so
the
sir,
government
why do you
overtakes
live on American soil if you like socialism or communism or however you wish to phrase it? I mean, you can go to Cuba, right? You could go to Venezuela, right? You can go to all these countries. Why are you on American soil if you're advocating for socialism?
Because I'm a Native American and I want to make our country better.
What?
It's never
That's
made
your
any
answer?
country better.
I don't think you understand what socialism is, bro.
Well, no. So that's the thing. So Marxists, they believe in communism and socialism at the same time, right? Essentially, it's to make make it communistic with classlessness, right? There is no levels of I'm trying to phrase this. Everybody would be there. There's no classes within the system, but they do it through a socialistic transition of the state. So they would take us into socialism, which then inevitably leads into communism because of the fact that in order to enact socialism, you have to have the authority, right, the use of force to do so, which leads to communism where the state is dictating everything.
Well, that's a little bit not completely accurate, because in communism there will be no government. It'll be like little little assemblies, like in community organized assemblies that run everything, which is like a utopian dreamscape, if you want to call it.
It'd be a democracy.
But no, it's a utopian lie, because you're not accounting for corruption in government. So when you have socialist countries, when you have one state with no opposition, then they become authoritarian. That's what happens every time with every socialist government, especially Russia.
I can't account.
That's exactly what happened.
Well, if you look at so the reason they like this, and I wanted to respond to conservative earlier, and then we'll move back.
For real wants to say, yeah, let For Real go after you, Bubba. Go ahead.
So the reason that these individuals like this ideology is because in the theory of it, right, a classless society would be great, right? In theory, because everybody would be equal, everybody would have the same. You would be given what is the only the problem with it is pragmatically it never works, right? You still have your elite within these systems. You still have the aspect of everybody gets their, quote, what they may need, whether it's universal health care. But then you also have to look at pragmatically every single one of these countries, right? Their people are the ones that suffer. If you look at communist China, right? Yes, we can sit there and say, as far as that they're in theory it's great, but when you look, right, child labor, hunger, government control. When you look at Venezuela, again, the same thing, right? There's the elites, government control, dictations, things like this, and back to even hunger again, right? Is in theory, it is a good ideology, but in pragmatics, it is not.
In practice, it's not, and I agree with that. And I just want to really add really quickly that
we're gonna let For Real go real quick, because he was supposed to be next, and then we'll get you back to you, Aaron.
Okay.
Go ahead, For Real.
Okay, yeah, I'll just be quick. I just want to comment on what Mojo said. I think the problem is, you said so everybody would have their needs met, right? The problem becomes who gets to decide what your needs are and when they're met. What happens when the government decides your needs are one bowl of rice for the 12 hours you need to work to contribute?
Because every human needs a specific amount of calories.
So who gets to decide what that is?
Again, every
You see
human
what I'm
needs.
saying? Once you allow the government to feed you, they can starve you, is what I'm trying to say.
They can,
and that's why socialism always turns into communism.
You can be starved right now.
Yeah,
No, I
but like
think.
you do
Uh,
realize that what this is idealistic. What you're saying, it's not actual practical like use. You can't really practically implement policies like this.
It's
Even
an
with Marx, if you
evolution of
read,
economies.
if you read Das Kapital, like from Marx, because I've read Das Kapital, I've read all the Marxist. I
I'm
haven't
pretty
read
sure you
everything,
haven't.
but I've read. Yes, I did. I've read the Communist Manifesto. I've read like a
How
lot of.
many volumes is Das Kapital?
I've, how many volumes?
Yeah.
It's three, I think, but it's like over 600 pages. It's very long. But the thing is the critiques of capitalism are accurate. That's one thing I will agree with. But the solutions are trash because a socialist government always leads to dictatorship because you give the government too much control. That's
Can it be
why. So that and that's why it looks good on paper, but in application it sucks.
can it be reinterpreted for a modern time?
No,
No.
because you
No.
can't account for large
Really?
populations with socialism because it doesn't
Uh,
work. Communism doesn't
economies
work in large
economies of
populations.
scale. Economies of scale says that we can do it better than they could do it in the past.
Right, but
Wait, have you
Mojo,
ever read George Orwell's Animal Farm?
Yeah, in elementary school.
Well, reread it because like Animal Farm
I
is a
understand it.
great
Don't worry about it,
allegory
man.
for
I understand it.
it's a great allegory for communism. Like because if you look at the plot of that book, it shows you right there. Communism and socialism don't work.
Sir,
I
sir,
can.
you need to understand, you need to look at North Korea, Cuba, China. Those people are not happy. Look at Iran, sir. For you to say this on a public platform so proudly is mind-boggling, respectfully, sir. So again, I'm going to ask you, why do you live on American soil and you don't go move to Cuba?
North Korea is the only argument that you could possibly make there. Every other
No, I
country
don't,
uses.
don't knowledge me on other countries, sir. I'm not even from this country. You're not going to knowledge me about dictatorship and all of that, considering you're a natural born citizen, right? You were born on American soil, sir. Is this correct?
Why
My
you say
family
it's
is
such a
native to
dumbass?
this land.
I'm asking you. I'm asking you, sir. I'm not asking about your family. I'm asking if you were born on American soil. You were, correct? I can answer for you, correct?
Why would you ask that question?
Yes, it was.
Because I
That's
have
why
a
it's such a
point
Because it's
to
a
dumbass.
valid
you.
question.
If I said my family is native to the soil. I don't know what more you want.
Okay, so why are you trying to knowledge us on socialist countries when you live on American soil, sir?
That would be the pragmatism. Remember when I told you I was a pragmatic Marxist?
But pragmatic doesn't go along with Marxism because it's horrible in application. So you can't say it's pragmatic.
Yeah.
I can
Well,
say
I
it's
think
pragmatic.
what I think what
can say that
he's
I
saying
am
is pragmatic. He realizes that Marxism doesn't work in
No,
the
I can
practice.
say I am pragmatic because I live in a mixed market economy and I realize that I'm going to have to change it to get to where I want to be.
A mixed market, you can't even define that.
Well,
Does-
well,
can
hold on.
define that.
Let's let Tito go because
Tito.
he came up and let's let him go and then we can go back to
Yeah,
the.
go ahead, Tito.
Hello, people. I voted for Donald Trump. I live in California, even though I'm 52 years old. I want to go back to where that guy said talking about vote blue no matter who. This guy talking he would actually vote for Gavin fucking Newsome destroy my state because Gavin Newsome is a Democrat. Come on, man.
If he's the
Vote.
candidate, he gets my vote.
I think
You
that's
see
the Tito.
that's
I think
collectivism.
that's.
That's
Let him
actual
finish.
collectivism. What you're
Let's
doing right there.
here. Tito. I'm gonna give you a minute, real quick, so
Okay.
that way everybody just mute up, please. Go ahead, Tito, and then we'll go.
You know, people don't vote for the leadership style. You know what I'm saying? The character of the person. You know, it's all about the freaking party. Ridiculous. I heard this chick the other day. I don't vote Republican. Man, come on. Vote for the person, leadership quality, and the personality, and not stressing about the party. This is ridiculous.
1 second. I want to address the comments down there. Listen to me down there. Tito is a staple in my community. He served this country and he has a. I'm not done. You mute yourself, sir. A lady is speaking. Tito has a speech impediment and he served this country. So y'all in the chat who claim you're on the side of the left, you know, the kumbaya side, to make fun of him is absolutely disgusting in my opinion. Okay? Go ahead, Tito. Were you finished, sir?
Yes, yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
Okay. What do you want to say, Dr. Phil? Tell us who you
Oh,
voted for,
whoa.
because I'm not going to guess based on how you came in here like Van Helsing.
Van Helsing. Oi, well, apologies. Firstly, my lady, I am a bit like him, but I've got better looks and I don't have a bald head. I have head on my head. This man is a good actor. Have you seen The Witch Show? Well, anyway,
Oh,
back to...
bullocks.
Oi, may I please say...
Yeah.
Apologies, are you American, guys? Are you American?
Yes.
Hey. The time in the UK, guys. Yeah, what do you think the time is? Don't cheat. What's the time? We've got 5 seconds. Think. What's the time in the UK? Don't cheat.
What's what?
Huh?
The time
Sir,
in
we
France.
don't have time for this, sir.
I can't even
Why
understand
are
what he's
you,
saying.
sir, do you live on American soil? This is American politics channel.
Well, my lady, yes, Kansas, all right, yeah?
I
Look,
don't know, Bubba, it's your call.
oi, what? Oi, my lady, look, the problem is you
You're
don't like,
trolling,
you
sir.
don't,
You are trolling
you
with
don't,
all due respect.
oi, what, my lady, I'm no troll, my lady, yeah? This is my bloody app.
Okay. JD, welcome up. Who did you vote? JD, welcome up. Who did you vote for, please?
Yeah, good morning. For anyone who doesn't know, my name is JD. I am an active political debater here on TikTok. Been doing it for a year. 25 from the great state of Michigan. Voted for Biden and Harris.
Okay, welcome, sir. Would you like to tell us why you voted for them, or would you like to contribute to the conversation besides what that gentleman was saying that I have no idea?
Yeah, I couldn't even understand.
Yeah. Well, what Mojo's saying is pretty accurate about the Democratic Party, to be honest with you.
Okay, Aaron, let him go. JD, why did you vote for Harris, if you'd be so kind enough to tell us?
Sure. Let's start out with some basic justifications for the need to vote for Biden or the need to vote for Kamala. I think that voting for Biden was essentially a vote for reestablishing the economy and revitalizing the economy after a terrible handling of the pandemic. When it comes to Kamala specifically, I think that she would have extended many of the things that Biden was doing. She said this herself when it came to the child tax credit. I think all of us can agree that the child tax credit is a good thing that ought to be expanded on. Trump, even at one point, thought about expanding on the tax credit.
He did do that.
Yes, true. When it comes to handling businesses, which oftentimes take... When it comes to big businesses that oftentimes take advantage of us, she advised a policy that would have handled this sort of, I guess you can say,
man.
like a start through
It was full of shit.
allowing.
Can I say something?
Okay, sure, go ahead. Even though I finish.
Go ahead and finish, JD. I'm gonna give you a minute. Say your piece, and then we'll go to open panel because that's what we're gonna have to do. So everybody other than JD, please mute up.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah, she offered like a sort of semi-start, I guess you can consider, policy in order to deal with the big businesses that we all agree take advantage of us, saying that no longer can a company price gouge during any type of crises, whether that be man-made crises or natural crises. They are not allowed to take advantage of the consumer and fucking insanely up the price of a product that they're offering to the consumer. And then on top of that, when it comes to foreign policy, I think that Biden isn't the most perfect when it comes to foreign policy. That is another thing we can agree on with the Afghan withdrawal, which I'm pretty sure people are going to talk about some point during this conversation. But overall, compared to Trump, who, as we see now within this administration, is just all out fucking war of everyone, taking leaders, that Biden was far superior.
Mm-hmm. So you have a problem with him taking out two dictators, sir, extracting one and taking out another? Is that what you're saying? So I understand you correctly, sir?
Venezuela sure is not complaining.
Yeah. Sir, Mr. JD, that question was for you, sir.
Yeah,
would you be
I know, but Tito decided to answer it for me, I guess.
Go ahead, sir.
Well, I have a question.
I don't. It's a slippery slope because on one hand, you can't say that you're for the dictators. Obviously, I don't think anyone is going to say that they're for the dictators. These are evil people. But we're also talking about sovereignty. At the end of the day, it's the right of the people to choose who rules their government. It's not the right of the U.S.
Okay, so do you think that Nicolás Maduro was the legitimate president of the United of sorry, not the United, I'm looking at something of Venezuela, sir? And that's a question.
I also didn't hear that question because Aaron had fucking
Yeah, background. Okay, so do you think that Nicolas Maduro was the legitimate president of Venezuela, sir?
That's a semantical argument. Obviously, there are questions that are brought up about whether or not the election was fair or whether it was rigged. I don't know in a subjective perspective if it was a fair election, but I think from an objective stance, when you take a look at the optics here, this is the person who decided to be the leader. If the people didn't like the leader, they could have revolted at any point.
You do understand?
No, they can't.
No, they can't because of the Chavistas to start with. Okay, and if you don't know who that is, you can Google it. Okay, that's number one. Okay, so I don't know where you're getting that they could have overthrown him. They were reaching out to us and asking us for help, just like Iran. So I don't know where you're getting this, respectfully, sir.
Okay.
When it comes down to whether or not it was a fair election, I mean, we have the same fucking conversation here in the United States regarding the 2020 election. We've heard the same thing as of the 2024 election. When it comes down to it, when it comes down to it, right?
Should somebody take Trump out then?
Mojo. Nobody can take Trump out because there's not a single country in the world that can go after us. When it comes down to it, though,
should that happen?
If there was a bounty on him, absolutely they could. But when it comes down to it, right, is that he lost, according to the information that is available to us, he lost the election and refused to stand down. Now, he did have a bounty on him, so we did just turn around and collect on that bounty, said, so, and yet the Venezuelan people are absolutely were ecstatic about this, right?
You guys know the bounty was laid by Donald Trump, right? And
no, it wasn't. It was actually placed by Biden.
It was laid by Donald Trump in 2019. No, 2019.
It was doubled by Biden.
Sir, please don't spread misinformation. You can
who said it was doubled?
Sir, you can Google it. You can Google it right now, Baba. Why don't you bring it up on the? No, I don't need to do nothing about Venezuela. Don't try to teach me about Venezuela.
You
Biden,
do because it was Donald Trump that put the. Donald Trump put the.
Sir, the Biden administration.
No, it was
sir, you're
Donald
going to
Trump.
overtalk me.
I apologize.
Sir,
you're right.
You don't have to apologize, sir, and you don't have to tell me I'm right. I'm trying to explain to you that the Biden administration had put that bounty on Nicolas Maduro's head, sir. You're more than welcome to Google it.
I'm going to ask a very simple question here, by the way.
Wait, before you do that, I wanted to ask you a question, JD.
But the very simple question here is, we talk about like the Iranians and the Venezuelans reaching out to us. Why don't we talk about the North Koreans, which have been reaching out to us since 2002? If we remember, what's her name, Ho Si Long or whatever the fuck that went to the U.S.
That guy has a nuclear bomb.
U.S. House of Representatives.
Chinese people do the same thing. But JD, I had a question for you.
Testifying about the conditions of prisons and how the prison guards within North Korea are treating females as though they're housewives.
Yeah, I know about that stuff. But JD, I want to ask you a question. How can you quantify that the Biden-Harris administration repaired the economy? I want you to quantify that, please.
Yeah, sure. So I think the American Rescue Plan was actually really great at providing the leeway to revitalizing businesses. Is that
how did it do that?
All right, so
yeah, providing billions in investments for businesses to build new factories. You can also talk about the CHIPS Act, which is like an extension of the American
but the problem with the CHIPS Act is no facilities have been built.
So because he is correct, we both are correct, right? So it was placed by Trump. It was raised under Biden, and then it was doubled again under Trump for narco terrorism, right? This was both through Biden and Harris. This was through Trump and through Trump, right? So it was both of the parties.
It was put up by Trump. It was put up by Trump.
It was started.
Biden did double it. Yes.
It was started, which then under the Biden-Harris administration, they did raise it for
why?
The bounty.
Do you remember when and why?
It was January of 2025 is when they did. I don't remember the exact reason.
It was because of the election.
But they turned around. But again, it was regarding the engagement of narco terrorism against the United States. So whether it doesn't matter. So yes, Trump did enact it in 2020, right? Which
Okay, tell
honestly,
the
in my
host that.
personal
I
opinion, they
hope the
should have
host
just
heard
gone
that.
in at that time frame and did this. But this was, and I just did a quick review.
And it's still ours, though. We didn't collect on it. We didn't pay ourselves that money. We
Well,
put
yes,
that
we did.
bounty up. There's
Yeah,
no
I
collecting
mean,
on a bounty we put up.
but I'm still trying to understand what JD said. Like, how did the Biden administration repair the economy? Because everything I've looked at
160, yes,
financially
sir.
does not suggest that.
I pulled up all my notes on this. That's fine. 160 billion to provide supplies, emergency response testing, and public health workforce via the American Rescue Plan to stop the spread of COVID-19. Critical relief to more than 15,000 school districts to reopen safety and support student well-being and academic recovery. Delivered immediate support for families hit hard by the pandemic. All these things are economically speaking good.
JD, that's reaction solution situation there. That's chaos and order situation. What they did is they locked down everything in those Democratic counties and municipalities. Then they turn around and spend money because they lost money because of locking everything down for
When was
a
Vegas
very long
shut
time.
down?
Well,
For
and
like 2 years.
let's let for
When
real
was
talk
Vegas
real
shut
quick
down?
because he has he has a lot of information on this regarding this. So for real, you've been staying quiet. You want to go ahead and address this?
Which part? Because we're like kind of
As far as like the economy and inflation and all and everything that happened during this time frame.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm just saying. You're saying the economy was great under Biden. Inflation went from 1.4% to 9.1% under Biden.
Sure,
And you
I don't
can't,
think
you
you're
can't say, you can't say it's because of COVID because we were under COVID under Trump, and
inadvertently, you
inflation
can make an
was
argument that it is because of COVID. Because without COVID, we wouldn't have had to invest that amount of money that would have led to that inflation.
No, but that's inaccurate.
I'm not
That's
going
inaccurate.
to deny that the inflation rate was the same all throughout the Biden administration.
But what is inflation a result of, JD? It's a result of spending.
We can note that in 2022 that the Biden administration, via the American Rescue Plan, caused a significant amount of inflation. But all that is a side effect of us having to essentially recover from the pandemic.
No, that's not why.
They
It's
shut
because
down
of all
half
the
the country.
spending. It's from the
They
spending
did.
from the American Rescue Plan. That's why they went into a 9.1%
What do you think inflation is?
inflation rate.
Wait, can you
That's
define
why.
inflation?
It's because of spending.
Can you
bro.
define inflation?
Oh my God, bro! Like,
I'm serious.
Do you
I'm dead
need
serious,
that right
because I don't
now?
think you-
Is that
yeah, I
what you
don't
need
think
right
you-
now?
I don't
You
think
need
you know
somebody
what
to
it
define it
is.
for you.
I don't think you know what it is.
Under Biden, they lied about
Why do we need to define this for you?
unemployment as well.
Because I don't think you know what it is.
You don't think I know what inflation is?
Yes,
Oh my God!
that's what I thought. Go Google that shit.
Inflation is a result of spending. When you overspend,
No, I
you
didn't
don't
ask
have
you
the
what the
goods
result was. I
to
asked you for the
represent the
definition.
spending.
Tell me what the definition
Bro,
is.
I'm telling you what it is right now, off the top of my head, which is something you probably can't do. Like, inflation is a result of spending, and when you outspend the goods and services that you actually have in your country, that's when inflation happens because the spending power of the dollar is reduced, and quantitative
Inflation is
easing
the
is needed
general-
by the Federal
Inflation
Reserve.
is the general
to-
increase of prices over a basket of goods in the United States of America. That's inflation.
No, it's because of spending. That's what causes inflation.
It's because of consumer spending.
Well, isn't that spending?
Yeah, it's consumer spending. It's not government spending. It's consumer spending.
Okay, so
It's a
why did
consumer
it?
price
You know why it
index.
increased to 9.1%, right?
Yeah, because because Donald Trump shut the economy down. We had to
No,
slowly
that's
open it
not
back
why,
up.
because
And
Trump-
when we slowly opened it back
Trump
up,
did not shut
people
the
started
economy
buying
down.
products. He did
Trump
too.
had a
Vegas-
2-week shutdown.
When was
in Democratic
Vegas?
states?
When was Vegas?
No, bro,
shut
you're
down?
wrong. Because the Democratic
was
states,
Vegas shut down?
they shut down. Like New
When
York
was
shut
Vegas
down.
shut down?
Bro, you're just talking over me. Like New York
Yeah,
shut down
tell me
for
when
2.5
Vegas was
years.
shut down. Tell me when Vegas was shut down.
Vegas? I don't live in Vegas. I don't know.
I don't care whether you live there or not. It's one of the largest economies in the country. Tell me when it was shut down.
You want to go on a walk with me?
Yeah.
It was shut down in June
When?
of 20. It was shut down in June of 2024.
Okay,
I'm
I
sorry,
broke
June
my
of 2020.
finger.
Yeah.
June of 2020 under Trump. The country was shut down
Okay.
under Trump.
Well, if I may ask them, Mojo, because you're saying that the country would shut down. When did Arizona shut down?
I don't know.
We
When
did.
did
no
Florida
idea.
shut down?
So that's
They
a
did.
moot
They
point, then.
didn't. Arizona didn't really shut down. People started working from home, but as far as the whole situation, everybody was still out. We didn't abide by this fucking bullshit of shutdown.
That's
Right?
why I said it's
We
problem
still went to
reaction
work. We still
solution.
went to stores. We still turned around and went out and had fun. Like we didn't just sit there and blindly accept like the same bullshit that they did in New York.
Well, that's
I
what I'm
can
trying to
get
give. That's the example I'm trying to give you. These people are authoritarian. They locked down all these businesses and destroyed all these businesses for years.
Wait,
And then
hold
they
on.
turn around and come out with a bill to give money to people for them destroying their businesses. So like there is no, the Democrats are not good at economics. Okay. Like they outspent Trump with the Biden administration. And then on top of it, the 9.1% rate was because of spending with the American Rescue Plan, because they didn't need to continue spending. The only reason they spent that much is because they locked down all these states and all these
checks did
municipalities.
Trump hand out?
That's why they spend so much money.
Wait. If it's true that Arizona never shut down, then what was the action that Governor Arizona Doug Ducey took on May 15th?
Which, as far as what? Calling for the mandate of shutdown, even though we didn't abide by it?
For the ending of the statewide lockdown that Arizona was under. So Arizona was
but
under a
again,
statewide lockdown.
Like I said, is
What do you know? They
when it
shut
com-
down.
when
You don't
it's-
even know
they-
what your own
yes.
state did.
Yes, they called for it. Do you think that we abided by it?
Original
Yes.
point
Is
was
what
that
I'm
Arizona
saying,
never,
right?
wait, hold on. I just want you to
I
recognize
sat
the
there
original,
and said
yeah.
that right with New York mandates of shutdowns, Arizona did not abide by them. We did not give a shit. We did
Well,
not
listen,
follow
like
the
people are getting
bullshit.
sued for those
I just want
mandates,
you to
Bubba.
acknowledge your original statement that
Well,
you made was that
in New
Arizona
York,
never shut down.
JD,
Yes.
let me tell you, in New
Like,
York,
again,
like all the people that got
so
fired for not.
in New York, hold on, in New York, when were you allowed to go to be out in public?
It was
I
very
don't think
restricted.
anyone's gonna-
I live in New
I don't
York,
think that
bro.
anyone's gonna. I don't think that anyone's gonna deny that New York shut
Yeah.
down or California shut
Yes.
down or
JD,
Mexico
like,
shut
like,
down.
I live in New York,
No,
bro. I live through
Arizona,
it.
hold on.
You made
So
a
my
very
whole premise
egregious.
that I was
You made a
saying
very egregious
is-
claim, my friend, which is that
we
Arizona
didn't-
never shut down.
We didn't actually shut down. We didn't
That's
follow the
bullshit.
mandates. We didn't
That's
listen to
bullshit.
any of
So
that
then,
bullshit.
okay? I'm going to ask you the question again. What was the action that Governor Arizona Doug Ducey took on May 15th? What was that action?
Again, yes, they called
And
and
the shutdown.
mandated a shutdown, but we did not follow it.
And the
is my
shutdown.
whole
You were
premise.
under a shutdown. I know.
Bubba,
It's
you are
crazy.
so bad at this, Bubba. You
My
can't
whole
even
premise is that we
mod.
didn't
You can't
follow the
mod. You don't know what the
mandates.
fuck you're talking
Well,
about.
you guys fail to realize a mandate is unconstitutional. Like
Well, my whole
the
premise
executive
is
branch of a
we
state
didn't-
can't force you to take medication,
Oh
and
my
they can't
God! Are
force
you?
businesses
Nobody
to shut.
forced anybody to take medication.
Yes, they
Stop
did,
the
because
nonsense.
Wait,
in
hold
New
on.
York
You're
City,
telling
people
me
lost
that
their jobs.
the mandatory jabs were not existent?
There were no mandatory
People,
jobs for
bro,
anybody.
there was a lawsuit in New York
You're
City.
telling me people
Everybody
didn't
got
get
their jobs
discharged
back
from the
and
army
all
for
their
not
money.
taking a jab?
Okay,
People didn't get fired
Wait,
from the
I'm-
hospital.
How many individuals got kicked out of the military or police force or
Right,
nurses?
hospitals, everything.
Because they decided
Hospitals.
not to take the vaccine, which is
Don't
now we're
say
just
that,
getting into a conversation.
JD, I muted you, sir, not for your opinion. Please use the word jab. I would greatly appreciate it, sir.
Yeah,
Please
you gotta be
unmute
careful.
yourself.
Sure.
And my whole
So they
premise that I
decided
was
not to-
specifically saying, right, is yes, you can sit there and say that they had a shutdown. We didn't abide by it. We didn't abide by any of the regulations. We
repeating
didn't.
the
They
same
sit there and
nonsense.
Yeah, so
say,
they
"Oh, you need to
decided-
wear." Hold on.
You wanted to
because
talk about like the military
because
people
what's
getting
funny
kicked out,
is-
blah, blah, and I'm fine
well,
talking
hold
about
on,
that, which
JD,
is now
because
we're
my
gonna
whole
get into a
premise,
conversation
Mojo,
of do you want to harm other
JD,
people
hold on.
in your actions?
You were
My whole
repeating
premise
the
that I was
same
trying to
nonsense.
point
by the
out
societal
is
contract
in
that was originally set
Arizona,
up by John
we
Locke.
did not abide by any of the bullshit. We did not. I didn't wear a
You
mask.
are repeating
I
the
walked
same
into
Georgia didn't
nonsense.
stores. I
either.
didn't give
Georgia,
a shit.
You
Florida,
are
South
repeating the
Carolina.
same nonsense.
No, but listen, bro. Like, I gotta go because I gotta go on a walk with my mom.
Good.
Obviously, but like, check this out. Like, they are authoritarian. They shut down these municipalities. They made it so we couldn't go to work unless we showed a piece of paper that said we took that thing. And if you didn't have it, you couldn't work. So people were literally like living off unemployment,
That's a lie.
barely able to do anything. You can't go to the bars. You can't
That's a
you
lie.
can't go to the movies. You can't go to
That wasn't a
the
lie.
cafes. And like they're requiring you to show this piece of paper to go in these places.
That's
So
a lie.
essentially, they pressured
It most
us
certainly is
and
not
tried
a
to
lie.
coerce us to take medication we may not want. You understand? That's
That's fine. If you
authoritarianism.
don't want to take the medication, You have that choice, but the problem being, and this is the conversation that I wanted to have with Bubba, now your choice is affecting other people. Can you acknowledge
That's
that?
bullshit.
Nope.
Because there's never ever been a situation
Okay,
where
can I say
the
something?
Let me ask
medication
you,
I take
JD.
are
Hold
what
on,
are
hold on.
not affects people. Like
Did-
that's
did-
bullshit.
well,
Just
well, hold
don't
on.
It's
live
just
in
another
reality.
story
Reality.
because Pfizer made
Can't
billions of
acknowledge
dollars
that
Bubba,
and
will you
Moderna made
kindly
billions of
answer
dollars,
one of my
we don't-
and they made
we
billions of dollars off people like you.
Aaron, we don't live in the same reality then, frankly. If you
I
can't
don't
sit
live in-
here
so-
and acknowledge,
Yeah,
and
I
can
don't
very
agree
hold
with the
on, real
government
quick,
control and
JD,
authoritarianism.
I did not
Sorry.
affect
Wow,
anybody
can you all
else's
go
right.
one at a time, please? Holy fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
one
don't agree
at
with
a time, you
authoritarianism.
guys. Please, my voice is annoying to begin with. I'm from New York. English is my fourth language. Don't make me raise it. It's nauseating. Please, one at a time, gentlemen. I beg of you, for the
I'm
love
so
of
sorry.
God.
Yes, that's
But
fine.
well,
We have no
JD,
problem.
before
Aaron, have a
No
good,
you have to
problem
good
go.
back
walk,
and forth.
Aaron.
This is the conversation that I
So
wanted to have with
since,
Bubba.
yeah, so
Okay.
for
Yeah,
your statement,
yeah, uh-huh.
no, I did not affect anybody else by not wearing a mask or being unjabbed. When it comes down to it, the CDC flat out came out and said that they made up the 6 foot rule. The little bullshit things that they forced everybody else to or around the country to wear. Was actually already shown to be detrimental. Doctors had talked about it and everything. It actually didn't prevent anything. When it comes down to it, also, you can't really say that we were in any kind of danger with something that has a 98 survivability rate. I'm sorry, it was a farce, in my personal opinion. It was a way to control the masses. It was a way to see what rights we're willing to give up for feeling of protection. Right, because I never caught it. I worked the entire time. I did not wear a mask. I walked into public places without a mask. I did not follow the mandates, and there is millions of other individuals just like me that did not follow the mandates. Because why? Mandates do not have to be followed.
And they're
You
not
cannot
legal.
arrest me for
I want to
They're not
provide
legal.
you.
That's why everybody got
I
sued
wanna-
in New York State.
Are we going to do a jerk circle, or we're going to do back and forth?
New York
That's why
is
these people got
facing
sued,
such
JD.
litigation because of the fact that their authoritarian view. When
Sure,
it comes
I
down
wanna-
to it, the way that they were handling it, right, violation of the First Amendment,
Man, you got to let other people
which
talk,
is also
moderator. You got to let
issue.
other people talk, moderator.
One
I don't know,
second.
man. He's cooking. He's right because like I lived through it, bro, and
Yeah,
like
but
you
this
guys
is
don't
not a
even care
discussion.
that like
This is
you
not
don't
a
care that I
discussion.
lived
He's
in New
just
York when this
preaching.
was happening. You know.
I want to provide you with a hypothetical here that's based on reality, Bubba. Okay, if I become carrier of hantavirus and the U.S. develops
God.
a
Now the next one.
FDA-approved vaccine for hantavirus, and I decide not to take this, so
How do you
I
not
infect-
realize that's a scam?
So I-
Automatically.
Guys, enough. Stop with this already. Move on to a different
So I
subject.
infect you with hantavirus because I decide not to take the jab. Do you have a problem with that now?
Bro, stop
Didn't she
being
say to move
alarmist.
on?
You're
Didn't
being
she just
alarmist,
ask you guys
honestly.
to move on? I mean,
Please let's move on because that's just
Ron.
another scam anyway.
I want to ask you a question, JD. Do you think Trump is a dictator?
Yes, I do. Now, are you going to answer my
Okay.
question?
Well,
Is
one
anyone going
second,
to answer the
Jeff.
question that I asked at all?
You guys, 1 second. JD, 1 second. Do you realize that if Trump was a
So
dictator,
no one's going to answer
he
the question
wouldn't-
that I just asked, base. Let's go.
Okay.
W conversation.
Sir, you just give me a second. I can assure you that Trump is not a dictator, in my opinion, because if he was, you wouldn't be allowed to speak ill of the president, let alone have these protests in the street. You do realize that you cannot speak ill of a president if you are living under dictatorship. You agree?
I'm sorry. What was the executive order on burning flags? What was that?
Bro, listen, you're fishing for you're fishing in the pond and you're not getting anything.
Fishing for what?
I'm sorry,
Fishing
like
to acknowledge that burning
the
flags
thing
is
is,
protected under
JD, like
freedom of
you want to
speech?
talk over me, I get it, but the thing is, you are okay with
What am I fishing
authoritarianism. No, let me say this:
Hopefully
you're
I
okay
get
with
it fast or
authoritarianism
river,
as long as it
ideally.
makes
Those
you
are the
feel
two things
good.
that I want.
No, but it's authoritarianism.
Hold on,
Like,
Aaron.
locking
So-
people down, that's authoritarian. I'm sorry. Like,
So-
if you agree with that, you
Can
agree
someone
with
to explain to me
authoritarianism.
what the? Can someone explain to me,
Okay,
who is
freedom-
more than
burning
two
down a
IQ
flag
unclear,
in
what the
JD,
executive
to
order
answer-
on burning flags was?
Okay, JD, in my opinion, burning down a flag is a freedom of speech, sir.
I agree.
That's my opinion.
I agree.
So I answered your question. Now, please be so kind enough to reciprocate and answer my question. Do you agree that if you were living under dictatorship, like you claim that Trump is a dictator, you wouldn't be able to speak ill of a president, let alone have protests against the president. You agree, sir?
Freedom of expression would be included in that, which is why I asked you about the executive order on burning flags, which your president decided to pass, saying that now if you burn a flag,
JD, can you
that is
point
not
out in the
freedom of
First
expression.
Amendment where public arson is covered? You're more than welcome to do it in your yard.
I was talking and you decided to ask a question in the middle of me talking. It's crazy how you guys get so emotional and then you complain that the other side is emotional.
Where is arson covered under the First Amendment rights?
Isn't arson isn't arson actually setting fire to a building?
No, arson will be you can light a bench on fire, right?
Okay, so a piece of property that's not your own. Is it arson to burn something that's your own?
In public?
Yes. That would be arson.
No.
If you set your own,
the way that the UCR defines arson, I'll define it for all of us here. The way that USCR defines arson as any willful or malicious burning or attempting to burn with or without the intent to defraud a dwelling house, public building, motor vehicle or aircraft, personal property of another, etc. So when you burn a flag that you own, how is that arson?
So I can just go start a bonfire on the sidewalk.
Nobody talked about a bonfire.
I wanted to touch on what he was talking about with this executive order. So, can you tell me, JD, what year did it become legal to burn the American flag?
I don't know. You tell me. You think it was under the Biden administration?
No,
it's always been.
No, it hasn't actually, Mojo. So up until
it was never illegal.
It actually was prior to. I can tell you it was because I can pull up the fucking law.
Go ahead. Right. Pull up the law that says it was illegal to burn an American flag. Oh, wait.
Still waiting for Mr. JD, if you'd be so kind enough to still not deflect from the question, but answer.
I already said I agree with the basic premise. Under a dictatorship, you wouldn't be allowed freedom of speech or freedom of expression. But that's just not the reality we're experiencing under Trump. If you want to include both freedom of speech and freedom of expression, burning a flag ought to be freedom of expression, right?
Okay, but sir, the point is that you had insinuated or flat out said that Trump is a dictator. That's why I asked you that question.
Yes, I do think he's a dictator. By the way, you want to keep asking me the same fucking question that I give you the same answer to. But none of you have answered my question.
Hold on, JD.
Crazy.
Sir, listen to me. I haven't disrespected you in any shape, way, or form. I'm addressing you as sir. For you to feel the need to be so combative, you're like at a Van Helsing level.
Listen,
you need to take it down to a John Wick and stay quiet. I don't need any spice, okay? I have enough spiciness. I haven't disrespected you, but you feel the need to come at me.
You got that corazon?
Por favor, sir, take your mierda somewhere else because I haven't disrespected you and you are disrespecting me and it's uncalled for.
Real quick, because I'm going to answer this. So burning the American flag actually did not become legal until 1989.
Prior was it illegal?
Prior to 1989, it violated 18 U.S. Code 700, which was the protection of the flag. Right, I can pull this up if you would like, and it specifically said it specifically was a protection of the American flag, saying that you could not burn the American flag prior to 1989. 1989 is when the Supreme Court ruled that burning the American flag was allowed. Right,
okay.
It was covered under the First Amendment. So prior to 1989,
USC 700 was passed in 1968. You are correct.
Yeah, and Trump, what he did with his executive order is he is challenging, and I believe it was Texas versus, what was it? I forget who it was, but essentially, the Supreme Court ruled that it is covered under the First Amendment to burn your own flag, right? This was in 1989. Now, prior to this, you could burn the American flag, but it was only in ceremonial ways, right? Because if a flag touched the ground, you must fold it and dispose of it with honor. So what he's doing is he is challenging this because of the fact that, just like myself, whose family members had served, right, and friends who have sacrificed themselves for that flag, to me, I find it completely disrespectful to those that have served our country to burn the American flag. Right?
I find it disrespectful to vote Republican, so I don't know.
I disagree, Mojo, because when it comes down to it,
I disagree about your flag stance too. Then
I can go either way with this conversation, Pubba, and I don't think you recognize.
Well, it's been fun, guys.
From a
I gotta go.
I don't know if I like when people decide to burn the American flag. Subjectively speaking, I think we ought to legislate it. I also, just to be consistent, if we are consistent here, we're going to say it. I think we ought to legislate when people burn down the LGBT flag, because I think it's disrespectful to people like Alan Turing, who helped us win World War II.
I don't burn anything, sir, so I don't know who that question is directed to.
What he's referring to is, and this is where the complete disassociation is, the American flag represents America, right? American values, the individuals that have sacrificed themselves for our country. The pride flag, which was originally stolen from Christianity, right, is just this whole aspect of people. It is, their orientation. That has nothing to do with a sacrifice that they made. Alan Turing did not sacrifice his orientation. Yes, he did help us, but the fact that his orientation is moot, right? I don't care who he liked. His contributions to us helping us win the war, that is what I care about.
Let me ask you this. Was he chemically castrated?
Yes.
By definition, that would be sacrifice. You want to know how?
Sure, let's hear it.
Because during the process of him contributing to our country, he was outed as being gay. Therefore, the American government, which was very anti-LGBTQ, decided to persecute him for being gay.
Actually, what happened after the war? You're actually incorrect, JD. It was not the Americans. It was not the Americans.
Regardless of his gender orientation, he was willing to do things that were good overall for society. Inevitably, it cost him his own life.
Yeah, no, you're wrong. It was not the Americans. Let's move on from this real quick, because we have Texas up here and we have Jack. Okay, Jack Sparrow.
Yes, sir. I'm very far right. I served for the United States of America. I served for the U.S. Army, and all I can say is, I was in during the time of the COVID vaccine.
Just say C19. We don't use that verbiage on here. Thank you.
Whatever. Anyways, whatever you just said.
No, it's not whatever, sir. I don't care if you're friendly. You're going to use TikTok friendly language. I called the left out.
I didn't know that it's not friendly on TikTok. Anyways, yeah.
C19. Thank you, sir.
The C anyway. Yeah. Anyways, and there were a lot of people that were getting kicked out. And then they would try to bring them back in afterwards because they realized that it wasn't right. I'm very far right. I'm very far right. And here's what I got to say. Fuck you stupid Democrats and fuck all the transvestites and all that stupid shit. Get him
out of here, Bubba. Mute him and block him. No, we don't tolerate that on this panel. I don't care if you voted for the same candidate of my choice. You are not going to disrespect anybody on here. Let's move on from that, gentlemen, and I use that term loosely.
JD, a question.
As a bi man, I appreciate your input to the conversation, sir. We understand that you're Mark Robinson and you secretly have trans corn on your computer, but that's fine.
JD, I handled it. JD, I handled it for the love of God. I don't tolerate that. I have nothing against the rainbow community, and that goes without saying. Texas, do you want to introduce yourself? Jeff, I know you want to say something. You'll go after I introduce the other two. Go ahead. Thank you, Claire. Texas, who did you vote for? 1 second, make it. You'll go right after him or her. I don't like to assume. Texas, who did you vote for, please?
I did vote for Trump, but it's becoming kind of a gray cloud now.
Okay. Do you want to elaborate, or do you want to contribute to what they were talking about previously, the gentleman?
So, not necessarily to contribute what they're saying, but So why I think that though is because when you look at everything right now, it's way more expensive than it was whenever the end of Biden's term was. So when you kind of look at that, and then now you look at what Trump is doing, because honestly, you can't say what he did at the beginning of his term is what he did, because that was still under Biden's terms, correct? But once we got past Biden's terms of policies, is when we started seeing these numbers increase to a higher point in pricing for a lot of things. And I don't think that's what I really voted for, and that's kind of why I feel in this way.
Okay, 1 second. Make, is that Make? I gotta click on your whole box to see your whole name. Make it great. Who did you vote for, please? And do you want to respond to the gentleman that was talking prior to you, or do you want to address the prompt? Make it, is that his name? For the love of God, I gotta click on the full box.
Yeah, make it great. Who'd you vote for, sir?
Yeah, sentiment unmute request.
Sir, can you please unmute yourself so we can carry on?
I don't think they know how to do that, Mojo. You might have to show them.
Yeah,
She's got enough followers. She's been running
yeah,
these things for a while, I think.
yeah, thank you.
I sent a request. If you don't accept this, make it great. We're going to drop you.
Okay,
You should invite Facts Don't Matter up here.
Okay, Rob, welcome up. Who did you vote for, please, sir?
For Kamala Harris, the only moral option.
Okay, welcome, sir. What a lovely opening statement. Would you like to contribute to the conversation, or would you like to address my prompt or tell us why you voted for her, sir?
Yeah, I don't think it's possible to unite. Honestly, I don't think so. I think the reason what happened to Charlie Kirk is because it's becoming more and more impossible for us to unite because the people on the right refuse to see reason. You're okay with justifying the unaliving of tens of thousands of children in the Middle East. You're okay with our president bombing girls' schools. You're
Don't
okay
say
with
that.
all
Say boom,
the...
boom. Sir, say boom, boom. You weren't muted for your
Yeah,
opinion,
you're
sir. You
okay
were
with the
muted for your...
booming of little
Thank you.
girls and their bodies being torn to shreds. You guys are fine with that. And you guys continue to support the man who is responsible for all of those actions. So you're all immoral people. And if there is a hell, you'll be going there.
Okay, thank you, sir. I'm sorry. There's no need for personal insults. Nobody insulted you. You should take a note from JD and Mr. Mojo. They are respectful and they are gentlemen. You, however, sir, have come to the end of the road. Thank you.
I
Go
was going
ahead.
to respond to him before he before
He
that.
left. It's not my problem. Jeff, go ahead. What did you want to say, Jeff?
I just want to go back to what JD said about big business. Isn't big business the people that support the Democrats and give them their money to run?
I can grant this argument. I mean, would you be willing to grant that they also support Republicans, that it's not just like a partisan issue?
Yes, I will. But have you ever grown up poor?
Sure. Then
Okay,
I
so
guess where do you want to
know
go
that the Democrats have done nothing for the poor for years.
What did the Republicans do for the poor?
Well, look at Reagan, for example.
Yeah, what did Reagan do for the poor?
Reagan made the economy so much better for the poor people than the
tripled
Democrats.
the national debt.
Don't get me wrong, I was a Democrat for years.
He
I grew up in
tripled
a
the national
project.
debt.
I
Reagan
was
tripled
poor
the
as hell.
national debt. And he also
Yeah, but he
committed
also helped
felonies
the
while in
economy.
office.
When he put on the tariffs like Trump did, it helped boost the economy, which helped the people
I
in
disagree.
poor areas
Tariffs can't boost
to
an
get more
economy.
work. And Democrats been doing nothing but lying. And every time they say they got to put stuff on big business, it hurts the little business, not the big business. Every time they say they're going to tax the
Can you
rich,
expound a little bit more
you
when
know
you say that?
if you make $90,000 a year in the United States, it's considered rich. If you look it up in the Constitution and do the math.
And the wait, hold on. So if I go to the Constitution right now, I can find 90,000 in the Constitution.
Yes, when they put the tax on the rich back in the early 1900s, if you do the math, it's $90,000 now. and that is considered rich in the United States.
Hey, Ron, can you pass me the chancla? I
Ay,
need to
por
get myself
favor.
mad real quick
He
because I
wants
can't
to.
believe this is a real argument.
He wants to throw a sandal at you, sir, like George Bush when they threw one at him. Go ahead. Ambu, I'd like to introduce Ambu myself. Ambu is voted for Harris. He comes into he comes on my panel a lot. He's a very nice gentleman. Please do not attack him. Ambu, would you like to unmute yourself and contribute to the conversation, sir?
Yeah, I
Ambu.
tried getting up. Yeah, I tried getting on earlier when I heard someone talk about the mask and this and that
See.
word we can't say.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Look, all I want to say is this. All I want to say is this: is the statement that I didn't infect anybody by not wearing one is an impossible statement to make because you don't know whether or not you're a carrier, whether you're a transmitter, or whether or not there's any transfer of fluid, period. You just don't know because they're droplets. The wearing of mask, I've been a paramedic firefighter since 1987. I'm in my 5-year drop now for retirement. And since the 70s,
You're breaking up, sir.
it's
Sir?
all about mask
Yeah.
and droplets. And 3 and 6
He's breaking
feet
up.
has always been a thing. He never admitted
Ambu, you're breaking up,
what
sir.
it stated in post-investigatory committees. Yep. Hello?
Okay. Yeah, you're breaking up, sir.
Can you
It's
hear me?
that Obama phone. Yeah, yeah.
You got one Biden bar, bud.
It's not.
Yeah.
You see, now that Obama phone, come on, man.
Oh, you're used to it, Ambu. You know that,
Okay,
brother.
can you
You're
hear me
used to
now?
it from missions. Yeah, I can hear
Come
you now.
on, come on.
Come on, Papa. You know you're used to
Listen,
it.
but at
You
least I
come
don't
on
pay
here
nothing
enough.
for it.
Ay, por favor, sir. Go ahead.
All right, so
Yeah, he's got those bars.
about that.
Ambu, you got to come
So,
up. I'm going to drop you and bring you back up, sir. I'm going to drop you and bring you back up.
yeah,
And I'd
no,
like to
it's
say something to Jay.
okay,
Yeah.
all right,
Okay,
all right.
I'd like to say something to JD and Mojo. JD and Mojo, so this gentleman, Ambu, along with other staples in my community who come in, they're left-leaning. They're a perfect example of the prompt on how I'm a conservative and they're a Harris supporter, how we get along and we show each other respect and we joke and we laugh and they're respectful. So let that be known. Who wants
That's part of
to?
the problem. People don't know how to be respectful anymore to each other.
Wanted to add on to something that Ambu was saying there with regards to the mask. This is an old argument that I think Mojo remembers. Hopefully, at least he remembers it. If you want to choose not to wear a mask, that's fine. Then we're going to do another litmus test here, essentially, a test of consistency. A person who's working at the deli in a Walmart should not have to wear a hairnet.
Okay, JD, I'd like to introduce Soup as well. Soup is another left-leaning person who voted for Harris. He is a staple in my community. And just like Ambu before that, we get along just fine. We joke around, we laugh, we agree, we disagree, but we never disrespect each other. Hey, brother, how are you, Soup? Go ahead, unmute yourself.
I'm all right. I do think that it's difficult for the right and left to get along when we have people like Bubba who thinks that women shouldn't vote.
Yeah, I was referencing myself, Soup.
Is that
we never
supposed
got
to
into
be a
that.
target? Because the host already knows we don't agree on it, but
I don't agree with Bubba on a lot, and when it comes to that, I mean, it's no secret, right, B?
Yeah, when it comes down to it, and here's the thing, I'll give you a reason, right? So this is the reason why, since you love to bring this up, and this actually is one of the reasons I was gonna counter that other gentleman. So the reason that I don't believe women should vote is, one, they did not give up their bodily autonomy for this right. Men have the privilege to vote because of the fact that we signed up for the selective service draft. This was how we gained our capability to vote, because women could actually vote prior to the 19th Amendment. It was only subject to women who owned 50 acres or more, right? So those women could vote. All it did was, with the 19th Amendment, was gave everybody the right, Whether there was white women or black women, it didn't matter. It gave all individuals the right to vote, but men are the only ones that signed up for the selective service to gain their right to vote. Since women have gained the right to vote, right, it has led to the degeneracy and the destruction of our society. It has led to the mass destruction, right, the G-side of children, of millions a year. This is why the other gentleman was not even able to factually kind of talk about morality, because the Democratic Party is the same party that advocates for the destruction of children by the millions every single year. This is not including the infanticide that is perpetrated or things like this. Now, you can sit here and you can disagree with me, right? But when I sit there and point out certain things that have happened since women have had the right to vote, it makes a little bit more sense of why maybe I would feel a certain kind of way. Now, to respond to Ambu, right, because of this whole aspect of, things, is even Dr. Fauci had come out and said that there was no scientific decision regarding the 6-foot rule. It was just an empirical decision. It was just because, oh, well, this sounds good. There was no scientific basis behind it, right? Yes. And then on top of that, the masks were not worth anything. They've come out and said that those cloth masks were not going to stop anything. Why? Because they were not the correct type
All
of
right,
mask.
can I wait a minute? Can I respond back to Bubba?
Yeah, go ahead.
As long as you, hopefully you don't have
Okay,
any Biden bars
okay,
coming up.
Bubba. What Bubba said. Let me finish talking, Bubba, because you get so riled up every time I talk. What Bubba said earlier when I was listening, I was down in the comments way earlier, and I quote: "The CDC admitted that they lied." Those were his words. So going based on Bubba's words, now if it wasn't Bubba, if it was someone else that said it, then I apologize, Bubba, but someone said it, and I'm here to call that person out, and that's bullshit. The CDC never came out and said that they lied about it or invented it. The only thing that came out, which I will agree with Bubba, is that the information that was put out on the 6 feet was not based on information from Fauci's group or his office or scientific finding. It's been a best practices. And I'm here as a 30 plus year paramedic saying ever since
What happened to him?
I have
Where
no
is he?
idea.
Yeah, he has bad reception. He'll be back. He comes on the panel all the time. Ambu, I know you'll be back. I don't
Hey,
know. Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
don't
In
know.
terms,
Wait, I have a question, Kyron.
yes,
I
sir.
don't know who your mods are, but I know that some people that follow me have been blocked and removed from the live. I don't know if they're.
Yeah,
I have
listen,
mods
that
down
wasn't
there,
bad reception. I
sir.
was dropped on that
Sir.
one.
Okay, yeah, I know nobody dropped you, Ambu. You're a staple in here. Mr. Mojo, I have Baba is the mod on the panel, and I have mods down there in the comments. So if they were blocked or muted, it's because they're writing things that are not, correct.
Well,
So the only thing I
if it's
wanted
not
to,
against
so the only
TOS, you
thing,
should.
FYI,
Wait,
Mojo,
wait,
the
wait, wait,
only
wait,
time,
wait, wait,
let
wait,
me
wait, wait,
finish.
hold
wait,
on,
Let
wait.
me
Mojo.
finish.
Wait.
Let me finish though.
Mojo,
No,
the only
Bubba, let me
time that
finish, please.
anybody has been blocked is when they use profanity towards the
Yeah,
host.
yeah.
That is the only time. If they, or like she had the one gentleman that we blocked because of his Decepticon statement, or his
Yeah.
Yeah,
like if
I
if they
gotcha.
start spewing hate, then
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
And
just telling you that some
Hey,
people
Mojo,
is
that
Bubba
follow.
a mod?
Yeah, he
Baba is a
is.
mod, but he's up here. I have three
I
mods
want
down there in
to.
the
I'm
comments.
putting in my application for mod. I want to be opposing
Oh,
mod.
Amber, I know you want a mod for me. Ay, señora, I'm gonna like Mojo, listen to me. You see Ambu and Soup, and there's plenty of other left-leaning people. You need to understand I'm very fair, or else they wouldn't
Yeah, I
come
know.
on
No,
here
I
I
know
know.
and
you
waste
are.
time.
I know, but listen. So
Wait,
Bubba,
hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold
just
on. Hold on.
wanted to say,
Wait, I
and
want to do
listen.
a commercial for you
Okay.
too, because he's not doing commercials for you. You should be doing commercials. Everybody should tap the screen. Everybody should share out the live. You should gift the host, help her fill her gift gallery, help her fill up because all this stuff gets her out in the FYP, so we can get more people in here and have better conversations. You should help her out.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Mojo. That's very kind of you.
Bubba only does commercials for the top 1%. Come on now.
no, she just never asked for it. The entire She doesn't
I'm
ask
just
for
kidding,
it
bro.
first.
I'm kidding, bro. I'm kidding, bro.
All right, and remember,
So
Ambu, watch your verbiage. You tend to slip up. Remember.
I know. So listen. So my point is, I just was saying that from first responder school, even before you qualify for EMT, when I got it back in '87, EMT, paramedic, CCT medic, all the way through. That was a thing. It's best practices, right? And I'm telling you, I went out to the street as a paramedic in the city of Miami during the HIV crisis when that hit us for the first time, and that was horrible. And I know a lot about respiratory precautions. So my point is, all I'm trying to say is, anyone that if you know another firefighter, paramedic, or EMT, just ask them. No matter what side of the aisle they're on, they will not be caught unalived around a patient coughing without a mask. They just won't, and they'll give you an earful as to why. And they teach us all about confined space in the back of the unit, droplets, how far they can go, how long they last. This is all factual stuff. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying, oh, on the C subject, everything's perfect and real and all this because of this. No, I'm just letting you know that the wearing of a mask for us is every single call, and it has been for decades, for reasons that are just for us common sense. And a lot of
Yeah,
it
but a lot
doesn't
of
mean
people
that
were
the
wearing the
patient can
wrong
infect
mask.
us. It means we can infect the patient on a weak immune system. Okay, so that, putting that aside. So last thing I want to say is this. I think that I want to say is this. That guy who came up here and said what he said, that you guys dropped him and spewed that hate,
Block
it
them.
is my
Yep.
personal opinion that there's a lot of Trump supporters that feel exactly like that. They just don't have guts to admit it.
Okay, so Ambu, let me ask you a
That's my
question, brother,
opinion.
and you know me.
They just
You
don't
know
have the
me,
guts to
Ambu. How
come
many
out and
times?
say it.
Okay, Ambu, how many times have you been on my panel that you heard them call me a race traitor? You heard them call me a wetback. I'm not even from Mexico, sir. You know that. So let's
I
be
get you.
fair and
Yep.
and
Where are you
okay.
from?
So for yeah, exact Spain. Go ahead, sir.
No.
So you know me. You've been on the panel nonstop. You know how I'm fair to them, right? So
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
exactly.
I do.
Okay,
I'm just saying that in my personal opinion, a lot and nobody
he's breaking up again.
on this
Yeah.
panel. Listen, guys. By the way, I'm not
Quick
here
side
to bomb
tangent. I
phone
just
and
want to.
everybody who's on the phone and keep.
Damn.
Let me drop.
Yeah,
It's not great going.
he's breaking up.
This is a quick.
Baba,
This is a quick side
Yeah.
tangent. But Kieran, how do you feel about Pedro Sanchez?
I don't really care much.
Ambu, you got one bar, dude. We can bear. You're breaking up really bad.
Well, that's part of the problem in this country. You got both sides that hate
Hey,
each other.
Mojo, you need to tell your people down there to stop reporting because they're
They're
reporting the live, and I don't know
they're not.
why.
They're not. Trust me. Nobody that follows me reports lives. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. I
Okay.
guarantee it. I've been doing this every day for the last year and a half, every stinking day, and I know these people well. They are in my community. They're in my Discord.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a public announcement, guys. I would appreciate it if you don't like the live, you don't like what anybody's saying. There's a great option on TikTok. You can just scroll. I would never take it to kindergarten level and start reporting people on the panel for no apparent reason. Okay, thank you kindly. Have a great day, whoever's down there and doing it. Go ahead, Soup. What do you want to say, Soup? Soup.
I'm at work. I gotta do something real quick.
All right, brother. All right.
Which,
So who wants to say something?
which, and I just wanted to respond to because this is specifically was referring to Dr. Fauci, where he specifically says, right, that the 6 foot rule with the CDC, there was no data. It's just a practice that was adopted. Right. This is
There.
why I said what I'm referring to, because these are his own words, right? This so well-known man, who also got prematurely pardoned, specifically was talking about how the CDC has adopted this. It is not. It's just a made-up rule, right? Now,
It's not. It's based on previous. It is based on previous research, and it's based on
It was in
larger
an old
particles.
medical journal or something, right?
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was the late 1800s, but it is based
Yeah.
on previous research, and we've been doing it ever since. And it does. It has proven to work. especially for larger particulates. Like
Yeah, I
when you
just know it was
sneeze.
like in a medical journal from the 1800s or something.
Yeah, but when you sneeze, these are large particles, and a mask will stop those particles from being spread. Yeah, it's not going to
Right,
stop everything,
but
but
it's
it'll
not
stop
gonna.
at least
It
some of
wasn't
it.
stopping it because people were wearing pieces of T-shirt as a mask.
Even a
Right?
piece
It,
of
it wasn't a
T-shirt
medical
works.
grade mask.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
even a piece
which
of
It
T-shirt
doesn't
works.
filter out any of those particles.
yeah,
Which and my wife is a nurse, so I understand the whole premise of like the K95 masks. But this was not what we were wearing, right? We were wearing a basic cloth that did nothing.
Right.
Is if
That's
we
fine.
had if we had the
I'm gonna
proper if every single American citizen was forced to wear the proper PPE.
Can I? Yeah. Can I ask you a question, Bubba?
Yeah.
If I walk up to you and I sneeze in your face, but I'm wearing a mask, do you feel the droplets sneezing in your face?
No, but does it stop the
Then it
bacteria?
works. Then it works.
No,
Then
no,
it
it doesn't.
works.
No, it doesn't.
At least to a
because it's
certain
not just
extent,
the
it works.
because it's also the
Really don't
forceful
want
push of bacteria that it may not be feeling.
sure.
Oh,
You don't
this,
have
this,
to
So,
feel
these
Bubba,
particles.
we can keep
I
talking
would
about
not. I would.
we can keep talking about the effectiveness of masks,
Yeah,
whether or not
we're,
they're a
it's not
good
going to
tool.
go anywhere.
But I'm just going to reintroduce the argument. Then why don't we be consistent in this and say that like people who work in a deli ought not wear hairnets?
So that's not the whole premise of the hairnets. The hairnets is to prevent the hair
Well,
falling.
and you understand the difference between a business
It's to prevent
and
cross
an
contamination,
individual.
correct?
No, it's not.
to
It's a
prevent the hair.
business.
It's to prevent hair from ending up in your food.
Why do they not want hair to
That's
fall
the
in your
only
food?
reason for the hair nets, right? If you were to put a hair net
Sure.
over your
I don't
mouth,
even disagree with this. It prevents hair from falling in your food. Why do they not want hair falling in your food?
because nobody wants to eat somebody else's hair.
That's not the only reason. The other reason is because it's it's a risk of cross contamination.
But
That's
JD,
why they wear hairnets.
you
because they
understand
don't
we
want
have
to
individual
infect
rights.
other people with
And the
diseases
business
they
argument.
might contain or carry.
Okay.
Yeah, but business.
Go ahead for real, and then Dot. I don't know how to pronounce. There's no name. It just has a dot.
It's
in it.
messy.
Real quick,
Oh,
K-Ron,
okay.
did you see my message to you?
No, I didn't. I can't.
Okay.
I'll see it after B. If you gotta, if you gotta, then it's okay. Leave the flag.
Yeah.
Go ahead, for real, and then Dot.
Yeah, I was just asking what
Choose one
JD's
device,
argument
Bubba.
about the
Go
hairnets.
ahead.
Like you understand the business has to follow FDA regulations, and it's different than an individual's rights.
Who does the FDA work for?
The government.
So, do you believe that the government is legislating businesses?
Yes,
Perfect. We're in agreement.
but
Okay,
you understand the difference, right?
I understand that businesses make their own rules of ethics. They have to enforce laws. Oftentimes, when they do such, they do so by the codes that are set by the FDA, which the FDA runs for the government. They work for the government.
Right. But they have to have a license, and they have to follow those rules in order to maintain said license, correct? I don't have to have a license to walk down the street and be forced to wear a mask.
True.
Like, you
Yes.
see where I'm going?
Yes, I understand all of these things, but what you're not understanding is that it's just making my argument better the more you talk about it.
How so?
Because if you choose not to wear a hairnet, your license is revoked, right?
Right.
If you choose not to take a jab, you're probably punished for it, right?
Why?
Because you chose not to take the jab.
Are you not understanding we have individual rights?
And that's going against your human rights.
I don't know if we do. We have certain rights that are afforded to us by the social contract that we signed, which was
Which
originally
is the
posited
right
by
to
John
not have
Locke.
the government put chemicals in
Oftentimes,
your
we have to give other rights up in order to
No,
have
we
certain
don't.
rights, correct?
No, we don't.
When and where did somebody say that, like walking down the street, you had to have a mask on? When was that?
That's kind of what he's trying to say. If they have to wear hairnets to fix your food, you need to wear a mask to walk around.
Well, no, he didn't say that.
Better yet, I don't think this is a good argument.
And that was in place in Boston. You couldn't go outside without a mask.
Really? That was a law? Like they'd arrest you if you didn't have a mask on?
You'd get a ticket.
Okay. Welcome up, Messi. Yes, Messi. You had a lot to say in the comments. What would you like to say, ma'am?
I was just wondering. Mojo shared this live out, and on my main, I was blocked.
Okay, so I have 3 mods in the chats, and then I usually have 1 on the panel. So if you were blocked, you probably wrote something that wasn't TikTok friendly.
It wasn't
or
today. It was before that. Apparently.
I have no idea when it was, madam. You've been in here before?
I don't think so. I don't follow you or even knew who you were.
Okay, so I have no idea why.
It's
It
fine.
happened for a reason, but if you write down your name down there, I will have one of the mods unblock you, madam.
Thank you so much.
The person in the bottom right corner is a rampaging leftist.
I'm actually a communist, but
Listen, to each their own. I don't judge
Tommy,
anybody, guys. She wants to speak. Let her speak her mind. Go ahead, madam.
Thank you. Are we talking about the Hanta issue, or are we going
No,
back to
we're just
C19, or are we just talking
yeah.
about grown men in their fifis not wanting to wear a mask to protect public health?
Yeah, well, the two last things are true. The latter things are true. We're talking about COVID-19 and the effectiveness of masks, in which I'm presenting the argument, okay, choices at the end of the day. If you want to choose not to wear the mask and harm other people, that's fine. Then I, as a deli worker, ought not wear a hairnet.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. I don't know. I just got off the phone earlier with Gus Callis. He works for the administration and the Counterterrorism Oversight Committee. I don't know if y'all have seen that document that came out for 2026, but they want to arrest people for thought crimes. It's on page 5. And anyone that has anti-fascist ideology. I'm sorry, but I think we should all be anti-fascist. But Gus thinks that fascist, the definition and word, has become elastic, so there's not really a way to define what fascist is. But personally, I believe that an administration that is wanting to arrest people and punish people for their thoughts, and those thoughts being against anti-fascism, is kind of fucking fascist, in my opinion.
You mean how they arrested Christians for praying and singing outside of their church during COVID while they were having protests right next to them? Like that kind of fascism?
By the way, I looked it up. Boston never had an outdoor mandate for masks. Never. Not once did that ever happen.
No, I think me and JD's
they did.
argument was more theoretical.
No, they did.
It was also
No,
police officers.
somebody said it happened in Boston. That's bullshit. There was no such law. There was only an indoor mask mandate. That's it.
Doe, let me ask it another way to see if you can understand what I'm saying, okay? If I walk naked in the streets of Baltimore, am I going to get arrested for that?
For what?
For public indecency, let's say.
Yes.
But I choose not to wear the pants. That is my choice at the end of the day. That's the argument that I'm providing.
That's a completely different crime.
You can choose not to wear the hairnet or the mask or the pants, but there are going to be consequences for the action that you take. And it's not just by the government, it's also by yourself as well. That's the other part of the argument, which is when you choose not to take the jab, when you choose not to do these things, which are going to reduce the amount of harm done, you are creating more harm.
But you understand the floodgate that opens, right? As soon as you allow the government to decide what's best for everybody and that's what you're going to do or you're going to pay, they usually take advantage of that.
That's kind of their job.
It's not. Their job is to represent us. That's why we elect them to represent us. That's their only job.
I didn't elect this administration for real. So, do you think that that this administration should be arresting people for their thoughts?
No. For their thoughts? No.
No. Okay. So maybe you should call Gus and let him know that, because he doesn't find a problem in it.
That's infringing on your
I
rights.
have his number.
Oh, your representative.
No, Gus is terrorism committee.
Oh.
He's been there since last month.
Okay.
That's his number. You should call and talk to him.
Do you want me to put you on the big screen, madam?
That would be
Can
great.
you give me a bill that he's introduced that's putting
It's
this
the
in?
counterterrorism for 2026.
Oh, so Antifa the group, not the thought.
Oh, no. I didn't say Antifa. Did I say Antifa? I said it's page 5. Hang on, I have that too. Yeah. Page 5. The 3 major groups of terrorism that they're going to be focusing on are narco, obviously, Islamic, okay, fine, and then violent left-wing extremist, including anarchist and anti-fascist. Also on page 5, it talks about thought crimes being a crime for your thoughts. And I'm sorry, to me that seems pretty fascist. And if you're okay with that,
so what are they gonna like read your mind and charge you? I mean,
I don't know, call Gus and ask him, because he didn't want to talk to me. He wanted to hang up on me if I didn't have a message or a comment to pass on.
Yeah, that's communism. That shouldn't be in this country.
Okay, ma'am, I take it you voted for Harris. This is correct, madam?
Yeah, I did not. I did. I wasn't going to vote. I was going to boycott the vote. But I realized that in 1920, white women like me got the privilege to vote. And it wasn't until 1965 that the other women in this country got the right to vote. And I wasn't going to waste it. So, yeah, I got up and I went to my church and I voted for her, because I would never vote for him.
And why is that, madam? There's no need to be rude. It's just a simple
Am I being
question.
rude?
Okay. Madam, why didn't you want to vote for him? Besides his persona.
Well, I've never ever voted for a Republican in my life, and I'm 40 years old. I never have, never will. I vote on harm reduction, and the only thing that his administration and Republicans do is cause harm to other people.
Okay,
Real
madam,
quick.
I'm not a Republican. I'm a conservative. I'm a very
What are you
moderate
conserving,
one.
Karen?
It's Kron.
Hey, Ron, I apologize. What are you conserving?
Madam, do you agree that I have the right to vote for whoever I want? It's
You
a yes
do.
or no
That's
question.
absolutely for now. But what are you
Okay.
conserving?
Okay, I'm conserving whatever is of value to me, that I have the right to choose who I want to vote for. Now, do you want to know why I voted for Trump, madam?
Yeah, I would actually.
Okay, so I voted for Trump for one thing, and that's the mass deportations. Do you know why, madam? Because I'm a naturalized citizen. It is unfair, and it is a disservice and a slap in the face to people like me who came here the correct way, and my family, to watch these people, so to speak, I don't know, swim here. I don't care much for Trump's persona. I think he's a troll, and I think he has no filter, but I don't choose my surgeons based on bedside manner, madam. I'm
How are
also
those
married to a
deportations working out for you, madam?
It's
How many have
working
been
out for me
deported?
just fine.
Are they just collecting people and throwing them in detention centers?
Madam, I'm still here on TikTok conversing with you, so nobody's throwing anybody into any place, and if they are, I'm sure that it is.
Are you serious?
warranted. Are you going to acknowledge me on the Latino community? Are you going to start saying, "Oh, they're taking brown people" or whatever the usual
Karen, they
cliche monologue?
They are doing that. They are
Are
doing
you
that.
a
They are
Latino,
putting
sir?
people, and they are putting people in like internment camps. That's actively happening. They're buying warehouses to put people into, because they're not
Okay.
deporting as many people as they claim that they're deporting. That 2 million self-deportation number is they came to that off of faulty numbers of the census. Like, none of that is actually happening. And this argument of like these are people skipping the line. People on the left, for the most part, also agree that like people should be doing things the legal way. So we're on your side that people shouldn't be skipping the line, but you guys are going like after people that are doing it the right way, people that are waiting outside of goddamn courtrooms.
And
To,
zip
like-
tying their children in the process while they're
Okay,
waiting.
ma'am, do you think that people should be vetted?
I do. I believe in legal immigration, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, and how do you think that she did when she was border czar, madam? It's a question.
She wasn't border czar. She was in charge of the Northern Triangle, actually. She was in charge of finding out why we were having so many people come to this country from south of the border.
She reduced immigration coming from the Northern Triangle by 30% by getting investments down in that area. She did a great job at what she was put in charge of doing. You guys just want to ignore those facts.
Okay, go ahead, for real. For real would like to address you, madam, if you'd be so kind enough to
What'd
hear
she
him out.
find out about the root causes?
A lot of it was financial.
No.
Struggling, so they wanted to come to a place where
Or
they
maybe because the border was wide open, we were offering asylum like it was candy on Halloween.
number that you guys quote, that 10 million, that 20 million number is encounters. Part of those encounters are people getting turned away at the border.
Why did the Biden DOJ sue Texas and remove the barbed wire and open the border?
Because it was cruel, because people were getting caught in the barbed wire while they were trying to cross the river. Yeah, it was
let me ask you a question here, okay? And it's a one-on-one analogy for the conservatives. Do you guys find the internment, the Japanese from 1942 to 1945, to be a moral action?
No, I don't.
No. Are you trying to
what is the
compare that to
fundamental
what
difference?
happened?
What is the fundamental difference that I'm not understanding here? You guys
those were citizens.
Action.
Those were actual citizens who were already here.
You guys should not find this to be a moral action. The idea that we're detaining people so that way we can find out who the bad guys are. That is the same thing that happened with the Japanese.
No, it's not.
Go ahead, for real. Go ahead, for real.
No, it's not. Japanese citizens were actually taken and put into internment camps. They weren't hopping the river. Completely different situation.
Sure. I'm going to ask it again. Why were they put in, or not ask it again, excuse me. Why were they put into internment camps?
Because we were at war with Japan, we didn't trust them.
Because we were trying to find out who the bad guy was, right? Which a premise that I think everyone at face value can agree with.
But are you not understanding these were citizens?
This is the problem that I have with conservatives, is you guys fail the litmus test time in and time out. If you find
those
that
Japanese citizens committed no crime, that's
find that to not be a moral action. If you find that to be an extremity, you should also find this to be an extremity.
It's not the same. It's not even the same ballpark.
Oh, sir, Japan boom boom the Pearl Harbor. You know that, right, sir?
And we're also talking about the country 80 years ago.
Hold on. Because Japan boom boom Pearl Harbor, we hold to account every Japanese citizen in the U.S.
It was just a statement. I never carried it on to the point where you're carrying it on. I was just throwing it out there, sir.
Yeah, but I mean, why did you throw it out there?
Why? But
If that's
my
not what you
question is,
believe.
JD, my question is, why is it that every country has border patrol and you have a problem because why? Trump is doing it now? I mean,
you don't understand the basis of what I'm providing here. Border Patrol, immigration, customs, all of these are good things, but they're being used in extremity. So, for example, the original idea of the IIRIA was that you could essentially give the CBP executive authority whenever someone was at the border. That has been expanded upon incredulously throughout the last 4 or 5 administrations. Trump specifically added the clause in there to mean that anywhere and everywhere in the country, these people within these government branches have the executive power. That's overreach.
Madam, are you there? Ma'am? Is she there? Ma'am?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I just thought maybe you lost reception. Go ahead, Jeff.
I was just coughing, sorry.
Oh, okay,
Hi,
Texas. Go ahead, Texas.
I just have a question for you, Karen. So you're okay with legal immigration, though, right?
With legal? Yeah, I came here legally.
Okay. So if, I don't know,
Thank you.
whatever number you want to put on it, 12 million, 15 million, I don't care. If we invited them all down to the ICE offices and charge them a $500 fine for being here undocumented, we get them background checks, we get them vetted, we get them biometrics, and if they pass all circumstances of that process, then we give them work permits. We allow them to start the process at that time, and then we will actually be making money off of them instead of paying to remove them. Would that be okay with you?
Say it again. I'm sorry, sir. I apologize profusely. I was reading the comment. Go ahead.
That's all right.
Thank you, sir.
I know that it costs us a lot of money to remove people from the United States of America. I'm thinking like 10 to 20,000 per person. Plus, we have to put them in detention camps while they're awaiting trial too. So my suggestion is that we take all the ICE agents that we hired, we open up the ICE offices, we invite all of the undocumented people to come into the ICE offices, get their background checks done, get biometrics done, as long as they pass those things, and they pay a $500 fine, we can give them a work permit that allows them to stay here for a limited period of time and work. And then during that process, while they're working, they can decide whether they want to stay and try and become a citizen, or whether they just want to go home when that work permit is expired. And so we'll make money instead of paying money, and they'll add to our economy, and they will be above board, not getting paid under the table anymore, and they'll be paying taxes as well.
Yeah, it's just to simplify it, Mr. Mojo, just come here legally. Do you understand the struggle that naturalized citizens have to go through? Like for you guys that were born, and I'm not generalizing any of you in specific, just throwing it out there. It's not that easy. So it's a disservice and a slap in the face to people like me, sir. And I say that respectfully. And the mere fact that none of you seem to understand that, it's because you were probably born on American soil.
There are 10 to 20 million people in this country. Wait, there are hold on. There are 10 to 20 million people in this country right now that are here undocumented. A lot of these people have been here for decades. They were brought by their parents as children and all sorts of other reasons that they're here. I'm not talking about how we deal with immigration from here going forward. I think we need to work with that too. Hire more judges, do all that stuff. But for right now, for all those people in the United States, wouldn't we be better off making money off of them by charging them a fine and giving them a work permit than we would to just chase after them with ICE and spend $200 billion doing so?
Okay, but you need to understand, sir, these people are not vetted. A lot of these people are like...
That's why I said, bring them in and get them vetted.
That's why they would go to an ICE office. That's why they would go to the ICE office and apply and pay money to stay here. And the people that don't do that are the people that we would actually have to go after. Those are the ones we have to worry about, right?
It's the illegal immigrants where the problem is. It's not the immigrants here. I want to make that very clear.
But his solution would, he's talking about the illegal immigrants here. And we would give them a pathway to citizenship by charging them a fine and getting them into the system and allowing them to work and continue to contribute to the nation, right? You're just saying we shouldn't have illegals. I don't think we should have boom to Iran, but we've already done that. So now we have to find a solution to like fix that issue. So now we're looking, what he's proposing is a way to fix the issue of all of these people that are here without spending billions and billions to deport them. In the meantime, weakening our economy by getting rid of that workforce.
Okay, 1 second, sir. Redacted has his hand up, and then I want to ask you a question about Iran. Go ahead, Redacted. Can you just tell us who you voted for, please? Who's leading? Yeah, go ahead, Redacted, and then you can address the gentleman that was speaking before you.
Yeah, no, I went to college, so I voted for Kamala Harris.
Okay, welcome, sir. What would you like to contribute to the conversation?
Oh, I wanted to get deeper into immigration, but if you wanna tag that other guy in, I can wait.
No, go ahead, sir.
All right. So, question's going to be mainly for the host, but anyone else can chime in, of course. Do you have a problem with illegal immigration on a legal, financial, or ethical basis?
Financial.
Financial? Host?
Financial as well, sir.
All right. Hate to say it, but the numbers just don't agree with you. From a financial aspect, they're more of a net positive than they are a net negative. I have the numbers right here. So, do you want to change your answer, or do we want to go with that?
No, I don't want to change my answer.
I own a business and they cut the prices on the friggin' everything. And they're killing the economy.
I have a unicorn and he's really temperamental.
Sir, there's no need for that. Look at Mr. Mojo and JD. They're very respectful, and the lady up there. There's no need for the kindergarten, like, condescending type of crap. Please, sir, just have civil discourse for the love of God.
I am absolutely having civil discourse. I am extremely
I don't want to
tame
hear
right
about
now.
the unicorn, sir. Just please stick to the topic.
I don't care about his business.
I own
My
a
my
business
mother-in-law's
too, sir.
neighbor's dog is black. Who gives a fuck?
Oh my
Show me
God.
numbers or don't show me shit.
Okay. Goddess, you want to respond to the gentleman? Is that why you chimed in, madam?
Yes, it is.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Hi, Kayron. I love
Hi,
your
love.
show.
Oh, I love you too, mama. Go ahead,
You've been
address
getting
him.
my life. Okay, so I'm a foundational Black American, and we do love everybody, especially the ones that come here and do it right. Because that means that they're showing some allegiance to this country and they're saying that they love it as much as we do. We have all the respect for people who did it the right way. People who feel like they are entitled to America and what America has to offer. I can't respect that. Because who do you think you are? Especially when people from your same community came here and did it the right way. Who do you think you are?
Do you think that the Black Americans that ended up in America got here the right way, Goddess? I don't. I don't think that the Black Americans that are in this country today got here the right way.
Once the laws have been established, the Constitution and everything. Listen, stop it. Stop it. Even us Black folks, we respect the Constitution. This
administration does
the
it.
laws of this country.
This administration doesn't.
Actually, it does.
It does
and they're
not.
actually
They have actually
real
broken the Constitution,
rules.
the First Amendment, the Fifth
Amendment. First of all, I wasn't
Eighth
even
Amendment.
talking to you.
She wasn't
Who
done.
are you?
Ma'am,
I'm Messy.
please.
I was talking
Nice
to
to meet you, madam.
Messy, please stop. Let her respond. That's how a conversation works, and then I will let you respond. And she's teacupping. Like, madam, are you
I'm not
there?
teacupped.
Okay,
Yeah,
madam, please. That's how a civil discourse works. If not, there's no conversation to be had, madam. She just wants to answer you, and then you can answer her respectfully. Go ahead, Miss Goddess.
Okay, I'm sorry, but those who, came here the wrong way, if you didn't come through the port of entry, you didn't come the right way. And it doesn't matter how long you've managed to skate by and be here forever, however long. Just because you're going to try to do it the right way now, I'm sorry. You already been here breaking the law for 20 years. Okay? The rooster's gonna always come home to roost. I'm sorry that y'all thought that this was going to go on forever. I'm sorry that you believed the Democrats when they told you, oh yeah, you can come, it's all good. They set you up. And I'm sorry, but as far as jobs that people claim that these illegals are doing that no other Americans want to do, that's a lie.
Nobody made that claim. Nobody made that claim.
A lot of people have made that claim.
Not here. Not here.
Okay,
You're
maybe
arguing
not
with
in
ghosts
this
right now.
chat. I'm not even arguing with anybody. I'm just stating my claim. We have enough legitimate citizens here in America to do the jobs that need to be done.
No, we don't.
Well, I'll ask you.
We
like
do.
that-
What's our unemployment?
Oh, sorry.
What's our
Go ahead,
unemployment?
Mojo.
And furthermore, we don't need to be bringing
Wow.
in anybody
Are you
if
gonna
our
address the question,
unemployment
Goddess, or
rate,
are you just gonna keep going off of your?
if unemployment rate is high in this country, we do not need any more citizens.
Well, Goddess, I'll ask you the same question I asked the host.
What we got.
Well, Goddess, I'll ask you the same question I asked the host. Do you have an issue with illegal immigration on a legal, financial, or ethical basis?
Could you, sir, much
ethical.
like the gentleman. Oh, he's asking
Ethical.
you.
Yeah, ethical. Because no
Ethical?
other
Can
country
you
in the
elaborate on that for
world. Sure. Okay. First of all, every other country has a port where you come in through legally. The Democrats made people think that America had no such thing. We have to be aware of how many people are in this country.
Keeps going.
We have to be aware of that. And it has to be, and it has to be, and they need to be here legally. You can't
Okay, so
just
this
open
opinion
the
is based on
borders
your
for the
feelings. Is that what you're
whole.
telling me?
No, that's the law. What do you think
So
immigration is
is it a
about?
legal basis?
It's both morally and legally and financially, and it's everything. Like, it makes sense to have immigration laws. What are you thinking?
Can I ask this?
We have immigration
Wait,
laws. The
I-
problem
Okay.
is that if you want to look
That
at the
the
numbers instead
Democrats
of
don't like the
if you want to
laws.
look at the numbers instead of forming opinions based on your feelings, the numbers just don't agree with you. That's just a fact. So
What numbers exactly? What numbers?
let's see.
Exactly.
So
we're paying for the illegal.
financially,
So
they are a
we
net
have to
benefit
pay
of
more
about
in taxes,
$66 billion
big
per
business
year.
pays more in taxes, which means prices go
Oh,
up.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
How much is
I wasn't saying
but
anything.
how much of that money is going outside of the United States economy?
What are you talking about?
They're working and sending it back to their country is what she's trying to say.
It is a net benefit to the economy. This is not. What do you? We're not talking about. They
I
make
said what I
$66
said.
billion a year. Do you not understand the words that I'm using?
Yeah, they're talking about remittance.
I said what I said.
Family members or whatever.
Ketchup,
You
tomato.
said what you said. I understand, but I don't understand how
Mhm.
it's contextual.
All right, let
That
me give
actually-
you another. Let me give you another perspective.
That
Please
helps
do.
the economy too. But by the way, that helps the economy too. So when you send money outside the U.S., those are U.S. dollars that are going somewhere else, and U.S. dollars circulating in a global economy are actually good for our country too. It actually increases the value of the U.S. dollar. So I'm not sure what you're looking.
Not if it's good, if it's benefiting the world before it's benefiting its own country.
Oh, it benefits us too. Don't get me
Nah,
wrong. They
yo.
pay taxes.
It's not
They all pay
benefiting
taxes.
the taxes that the whole world is stealing from us.
Nobody's stealing taxes from us.
Oh, so the Somalians wasn't stealing taxpayers' money?
Are you
in
talking
every
about in Minnesota?
state?
In Minnesota, that was that
In every
organization that was
state.
run by a white
That was a
woman?
white woman goddess that started that. I don't forget her name, Amanda or something. And
Yeah,
this was
it
already
was.
investigated in
And they were-
2019.
And they
people
were
have been
with
arrested.
and they were with
Since then,
It wasn't
yes,
just
there
in
were Somali,
Minnesota.
yes, there were Somali individuals that did that. But you want to talk about in Mississippi with what's his name, the football player, and his fucking fraud, or we could talk about California or Florida and the governor there that did the Medicaid fraud and got away with it. If you want to talk about fraud, let's talk about all the fucking fraud, not just the fraud that Donald Trump wants you to be
Medicaid floods
upset
in every
about.
state.
Maybe let's do
Okay,
that.
what about all the fraud that's going on in California that trumps what's going on in Minnesota?
What about all the fraud that's going on in Florida? What about all the fraud that's going on Pennsylvania Avenue?
the money- all the money that's
what about
supposed
Joe
to be-
Biden? What about William
Joe Biden
McKinley?
is
So
old
on and so
news.
forth, etc., etc. What about?
What about
Do you
it?
know? Do you?
That's
Are you?
the Democrats.
Are you? Hold on, goddess. Hold on. Are you aware that Donald Trump gets a finder's fee? Are you aware that Donald Trump gets a finder's fee for every contractor that does work on any federal property? So the expansion of the East Wing, he gets 3% of whatever they pay to whatever contractor. How is that not fraud? And I don't understand.
I don't care about that. I don't care.
So you don't. So you don't
that's
care about.
And just so you know,
Taxpayer monies?
they stopped the construction of the West Wing as of right now.
Yeah,
That construction's not going on.
And nobody did it.
Yeah, sure. I want to take the conversation 5 steps back because there was something absurd that I heard from you. And correct me if I'm mischaracterizing your argument. You said that there's a high rate of unemployment within the country, which by necessity requires us to stop intaking so many people. Correct?
It doesn't require it, but those are the things that is taking a look at. You have to take a look at the economy of a country before you have to analyze a lot of different things when it comes to how many people you're allowing into the country to become a citizen. Unemployment is one of them. If you have a high unemployment rate, why would you bring in a bunch of people from outsiders?
I would posit the
I don't want to
opposite.
say I don't want to say illegals because if the country lets you in here legally, that's a different story.
I would posit the opposite of your argument here, and I can use STEM fields as the prime example of why my argument is true. The idea of unemployment is a nuanced topic that we have to talk about. Most of the time, whenever we see unemployment numbers, it has to do with the fact that we can't find as many qualified people for the position that's being offered.
Is that really the case?
Yes.
No.
I mean, so
And explain
you
the
know,
30,000
I
million that just
my
got
my generation,
laid
I
off.
grew up. All
Sorry,
of our,
30,000.
older brothers,
America.
older
They've been there for
sisters,
35 years.
older cousins, they got jobs, at 16, 17 at the Mickey D's, right? Like that was like, hey, we knew we could get a job at the Mickey D's, amongst other places, the shops in the malls and things of that nature. And, over a course of period of time, those jobs started being replaced by people who don't even speak the language.
I don't.
And then they're in their
Wait, hold on. I don't
30s
know if I
and 40s and
necessarily.
things.
Yeah, I don't know if I necessarily disagree with the last part you were saying, which is why I brought up STEM fields. Oftentimes, they hire people from other countries to come in and work these positions, but that plays into my argument, which is the reason they do so. If
We're
you're not
talking
willing,
about those are
farm
jobs.
The reason they do so when it's not so that way they can avoid paying the full amount of money, which is another topic that I'd love to talk about, is because of the fact that they can't find the qualified people because we have such a fucking poor rate of graduation here in the United States of America.
That ain't got nothing to do with it because a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old can get a job at the Mickey D's. And let me tell you one thing. These kids wouldn't have nothing to complain about what they would be getting paid these days because that's for kids. It's not for grown ass. People.
Goddess, do we just close McDonald's down during school hours then?
1 second. The real true reality, is that his name? I gotta click on the full box. Yeah. Do you want to contribute to the True Reality? Would you like to contribute to the conversation, sir? Yeah. If she wants to finish talking first. Okay. Are you done, Matt? Are you done?
If there's
It's K-Ron. Thank you. I'm gonna be quiet.
K-Ron, if there's a Donovan in the queue, he's a conservative. If for anybody that's in the queue, if you're a conservative, put a red heart in chat so she knows that you're conservative, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Mojo. Go ahead, True. I guess when it comes to the uniting part with the whole poster stuff, I think it's. What happened to him? Is he okay? Sir, are you here? Oh, sorry. I'm also working, sorry. I think that it's possible to unite people as long as discussions like this are happening that you're hosting. I know a lot of other ones can be super toxic and stuff, but no, I don't do that. This is not a Jerry Springer live. It's a Ricky Lake live. Go ahead, sir. But I think with some of the ideologies that the left has, they go against nature itself in some ways. And there are people on the right that will never bend to that ideology or any of those other things that they think. I think it's okay to be like inclusive in some type of ways and stuff like that, but not to the point to where you're hurting your own self. And I think a lot of those people are just looking for pats on their back and their next I hate Trump coin or something like that.
Sure, so I'm understanding most of what you're saying, but just expound a little bit further when you say that there are certain ideologies on the left that the right are not bending over to. What are those ideologies?
Men and women, for instance. That's a simple one. Well, the whole thought that a man can go change like some reptile into the other sex, and the whole argument of it's their the identity that they're picking and stuff like that. Like, no.
Okay, so I would assume you also don't care about pronouns by the matter of the fact that you just don't care about trans people.
No, I don't care about pronouns because there's something that someone made out. Why should I have to abide by
So from this point forward, okay, we're not going to be using pronouns, you or me, okay? Starting now.
That's fine. Okay. The issue that I have here is that, in my opinion, and this is my opinion only, guys, conservatives and Republicans, they won't like you based on your actions, whereas the left, in my opinion, again, won't like you based on your opinion. So Goddess came up here and the chat was starting to call her blagger, a sellout. Like, why is it that you guys feel the need to strip a person of their ethnicity, their religion, their gender, just because they voted for a candidate that was not of your choice?
Oh, easy, because I don't see them as people.
Okay, so exactly. So, do you condone this, Mojo or JD? What this gentleman was saying?
No, don't. I'm not speaking for either of them. I'm speaking for me.
But I'm asking them a question because they're nice gentlemen, and I'd like to hear if they condone such behavior.
I didn't even
Do
hear
you
what he said.
condone?
I'm sorry.
He said that. Repeat yourself, redacted. I don't like to speak on behalf of other people. That we're not people, right? Like you don't care about.
Oh, easy. So she asked why we felt the need to strip somebody's religion, somebody's gender, somebody so on and so forth, just because they voted for a different person, just because they have a different idea. And my answer was easy because I don't see them as people. I feel like it's only fair.
Okay. Do you agree with this gentleman ideology? Do you agree that I'm not a person and I should be called a race traitor, or Goddess should be called a sellout, or blagger, or whatever they're calling her down there, just because I voted for a candidate that was not of your choice? JD first, then Mr. Mojo.
I'm very sorry. I had myself muted because I had to go do something. What's the question I have to answer?
I'll answer.
Mojo goes first, and then I'll pick
I think you are an American. I think you have as many rights or more than I do. I'm okay with that. I would never disparage you in such a way. I do like having these conversations. I think they're important. I think, though, when somebody like Goddess comes up here and starts her statement with, I'm a foundational Black American, she's putting her race at the forefront of all of her opinions, just so you know.
Okay, but do you think that she's not a human being, like Redacted said, that we're not human beings because we voted for the opposition?
She is absolutely a human being.
Okay, so Redacted
and deserves to be heard.
Yeah, Redacted, you're on your own there. And that's why I said, when it comes to conservatives and Republicans, in my opinion, we won't like you based on your action. I would never disparage you. I would never insult you. I would never put you down because you voted for the opposition. But yet here you are so proudly on a public platform saying or insinuating, however you wish to sugarcoat it, that I'm not a person because I voted for somebody that you didn't. And may I add, I'm married to a registered Democrat who voted for Trump for the 15th time. And I'm trying to understand where your train of thought is. Like, how am I less of a human being?
It has nothing to do, Kayron, with who you voted for. It's your way of thinking. It's your ideology. Thinking that you're so bent out of shape about immigration because they didn't do it the right way and it wasn't fair. Did you have your visa given to you before you got to the country or after you stepped foot on the soil?
Okay, right. But see, I went through the process and I paid a whole lot of money, madam.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
You know, there's a lot of people who don't have a whole lot of money and they have to get here whichever way they can. And then when they get here, they have 365 days to go find a port of entry or an immigration office to start the process to do it the legal way. And there's been almost 200,000 people that have been detained illegally that don't have a criminal record, that do not have any reason to have been detained in the fucking first place, including American citizens.
So it brings me back like a broken record.
We don't care.
What?
I know you don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Okay, you're very rude for no reason because I'm up here addressing you as
I have
madam
plenty of reason, and I'm actually being very unrude. If you were to
no,
know.
you're being, ma'am. Listen, if you're gonna first of all imitate me, you need to have a heavy New York annoying accent.
I'm not trying to imitate you. That's the fucking last thing I would want to do.
No, yes, you are. Okay,
No, I'm not.
And in terms of you,
madam, are you okay?
Madam, are you okay? Because I'd like to think I've been having a very nice conversation with Mr. JD, Mr. Mojo, and Soup, who comes in here a lot, without them feeling the need to insult me, imitate me, or disparage me, madam. I don't know where she went. I don't know what she's doing. So I don't know.
She's still there. She may have just gotten a call.
Well, I don't know what she's doing. Ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay.
She'll be back or she'll drop her.
Sir. Y'all drop her?
No, she teacupped and left. I don't know. Maybe she got a phone call. I have
She'll
no
be back.
idea. Yeah. Okay. The point is that you guys, it's not right. I don't have anything against any of you that voted for Harris. Okay. I have shown nothing but respect. So
Yeah,
I
no,
don't
I can.
understand.
Sorry.
Yeah. Go ahead, sir.
No, I completely understand that. I get it. But we're not talking about a difference in ideology along the lines of I think the library should close at 9. No, I think it should close at 10. This is not regular politics. The right side of the aisle, which you have told us both in your vote and through your words that you're okay with, pretty much runs on dehumanizing people and standing on issues that are statistically insignificant. So I feel like it's only fair if you don't see other people as people, I don't see you as people.
Okay, thank you. Mojo, I'm going to need you to make a public announcement to your posse down there and tell them to stop coming for me because then my mods will block them. Okay? It's very
Oh,
simple.
I can't control people. Messi is a good friend of mine, but she is
Not
called
her,
Messi for.
whoever's down there. Yeah, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't disrespect anybody. You know, like I said, this is like a Sally Jesse Raphael type of thing. And I don't appreciate the whole, disparaging and all that mierda. Okay, go ahead, Redacted. So you don't see me as a human being. I'm very sorry to hear that, sir, and I will pray for you. Go ahead.
I mean,
Hey, you asked.
Do you get his K-Ron? Do you get his point at all? Like voting for Donald Trump, we just saw the dismantling of the section 2 of like the Voting Rights Act. We just saw that people are now going to be discriminated against by the color of their skin and by their class. Like that's something that is happening actively because of the administration that you voted for. We had True come up here and say that the reason he voted the way he voted for was because of trans people.
Okay, I don't even know what that.
That's dehumanization. That's dehumanization.
You say dehumanization, yet your fellow friend down there, Mr. Redacted, respectfully, is telling me I'm not a human being. So let's not do that, okay? You can't just tell somebody they're not. You can't. No, you hold on. You can't just tell Morenos they're not Morenos anymore because they voted for Trump. You can't tell the Latino community, oh no, you voted for. You can't do any of that stuff.
You absolutely can. I just did.
Okay, you could, sir. I heard you loud and clear. Thank you for chiming in like that.
Well, it seems as if you didn't understand me. Just want to make sure.
Oh, I'm sorry. I speak 4 languages. How many do you, sir?
I speak American.
Okay, well, I speak 4 languages, so if my English is
Congratulations.
broken, I apologize.
I'm sure your medal will come in the mail in 3 to 5 days.
Dude, that's not a language. He speaks American.
I don't even know what he's saying.
American's not a language.
I speak American.
American is not a language, sir, but okay. You go ahead with that. Shining. Yeah, you go. See, that's the thing. All you have is insults. At least Mr. JD and Mojo up there, they're debaters. And
I'm not being insulting.
Yes, you are.
I'm extremely tame right now. You guys have no idea.
Oh yeah, turn up then. Let us see what you all about.
Are you sure?
The funny thing is about a lot of these people is they're usually quiet when it's just like a one-on-one thing, but when it's a whole group of them, they act like animals. They'll try and chase you off. If you watch all the protests and stuff like that, it's all the same thing with these people. When it's just the one person, if it was an alley, trust me, like these guys don't act like that.
They don't.
You want to bet?
These people.
True reality?
These people.
I would bet.
You want to put some money on that? True reality?
I would put money on it.
I'm gonna put some money on you. Guys are gross.
We'll make a whole fucking YouTube series.
I've coached the majority of my life with martial arts.
And you guys are weird. I'm a Trekkie, and you guys are weird.
I love Star Trek.
Hold on, you're a fan of Star Trek, and you support Donald Trump?
Oh my God!
Me too.
Yeah, I love Star Trek, except these new ones are kind of stupid. That's why they're ratings are dropping.
You guys play Star Trek and you're capitalist?
Don't hate. Starfleet Academy is dope.
No, it's okay.
Starfleet Academy is dope.
You understand what Star Trek is about, right?
It's socialism. It's friggin' socialism. Star Trek is socialism.
You know why?
It is too.
You know
You
why?
can like watching something, and you don't have to like. I love horror
Who
movies,
is
but
your
I'm not going
favorite
to try
captain?
and act
Who is
like
your
a
favorite
screen
captain?
character.
Who is your favorite
David Lee
captain?
Roth.
Okay. What is that? Al or Al?
It's AI. You can call me Al. Hello.
Yes. Hi. Welcome, sir. Who did you vote for? Please. We're not being nosy. It's a political panel.
No problem. Trump.
Okay.
54,
Welcome.
New York, Texas. I'm
Thank you.
just
Would you like
curious
to
why
contribute?
Mojo and all his lapdogs are here. These are all Mojo's liberal freaks that have stupid philosophies, can't back up
Why are
arguments.
y'all blaming Mojo for everything? Stand on your own.
Mojo.
Mojo
Because
has
y'all
literally
follow
not
him.
said much at
I've
all.
been on his lives before. I've talked to you. I've talked to JD on his lives or Paula's or like, why are y'all on this live?
I'm very rarely on Mojo's live, bro.
Yeah, but you've
I
been on
don't
there,
even
haven't
know
you?
Mojo. This is the first time he's on my panel. I don't know the gentleman. He hasn't disrespected
Yeah,
me in
let's
any
stop
shape.
blaming
These are all
Mojo
his
for
peeps,
things that
though.
I'm
That's what I'm
saying.
asking. So
Al, just add something constructive to the fucking conversation instead of coming up here trying to attack people. That's crazy, man.
but y'all are attacking the host, so I'm just, chiming in and asking why.
We're attacking her position.
I'm not. I'm only answering the host's questions.
No, you're insulting, sir, and I'm not going to
I'm
go
not.
down.
I'm
any
not
way
insulting.
Redacted. You're
Sir,
super
can I ask
insulting.
you?
I'm here to
Sir,
say
can
you're
I?
super insulting.
Okay, sir, would you think I was rude redacted if I asked you for your age? I have a point.
No, absolutely. I'm 32. I'll be 33 this year.
Okay, so you're 30. So you.
He sounds
I'd
like
like
he's
to
in his
think
young
you're.
30s.
Yeah, I'd like to think you're a grown man, correct? And yet you feel the need to be
Sometimes.
up on the public platform insulting a woman. Is that correct, sir? Do I have it correct, or did I miss
He's not
anything
a
in
grown
between the
man.
lines?
No, that's absolutely correct. It gives me a chubby.
Okay, so you know that you look hella crazy insulting me when I'm doing nothing but being respectful to you. I've even addressed you as sir the entire time.
And
So
host,
you look
that's why I'm
hella
here. I'm
crazy,
asking
sir.
why are they here? They're just here to attack you. Like, why aren't you on your normal liberal lives? Why are you here just attacking a host looking stupid?
Al, we've been having conversations about policy this whole time.
Soup, don't be their lawyer.
Dude, I didn't ask you
I'm not being
anything. I didn't
anybody's
ask you
lawyer. I'm
anything.
not being anybody's lawyer. He's
I
just
asked
coming up
Yes,
with
you
talking
are.
nonsense.
Ask
Soup.
Mojo. I haven't asked you for anything. Why are you
I
a
don't give a
lapdog
fuck if you
answering
haven't
for
asked
another
me
grown
for
man?
anything.
Why are you answering
You
for
came
another
in
man?
here because you came in here acting as if
Stop
we
it,
were just
Soup.
here attacking the host when all we're doing
Soup,
is political
listen to me.
conversation.
Soup, you're a regular on my panel. Do not do this. Do not go down this route because on other lives that you come up on my panel, you don't tolerate this. So don't turn your head because you have some friendlies up
K-Ron,
here.
check
No, don't do
Al.
that. You're okay
Check
with them
I haven't
Al.
insulting
mentioned
me?
you at all, Soup.
Soup,
Redacted can
are
answer
you
for himself, I
okay
believe.
with them insulting me, Soup? So I know. That way I don't let you
Who's
back up on
them?
my panel. Them, you
Mojo?
know who's them.
JD?
No.
Mojo and JD
No,
have
it's not them. It's me.
Yeah.
Yes, I know. I know
Yeah.
who is doing it. Al didn't fucking
even
come up
Messi
here
was here.
saying, hold on. Al didn't come up here putting Redacted's name in his mouth, did he? He came up here accusing Mojo and JD of attacking K-Ron. They didn't say anything. They're not
No,
attacking. All they're doing is that. No,
Okay,
that's exactly
I'll
what you
correct
did, Al.
myself if you want me to.
There you go. Thank you. Please do.
I was saying what's Mojo and JD doing here because all his lapdogs are here, like Redacted. I think Messi was on here too under a different name. And so I was just asking why are they
I
here?
don't
And
consider
Redacted
myself to be
was
one of Mojo's.
insulting.
I mean, I'm
Redacted,
friends with
speaking.
Mojo.
Can
Mojo
you
doesn't
not
really like
interrupt me,
my
sir?
style,
Could you
but
not interrupt
I
me,
am
please? I'm
very
speaking.
much well on my own.
That's why I asked. That's why I specifically pointed
Yeah,
you
I
out and
just
said you were trash for
Hey, this
attacking
guy
the
keeps
host.
reading my name, so can I respond real quick? Mojo, am I in your Discord?
No, I blocked you recently. Just
No. I
Damn.
don't talk to you anymore.
No,
So
we
you
haven't
miss me
talked in
with
a
the
long time.
lapdog shit, brother. Unless you want to say that Tulsi Gabbard is still the Democrats' lapdog.
I don't know what this even means. For real, do you want to unmute yourself and contribute something decent besides the insulting, which I could care less for?
And for the record, I've been
To be
called
fair,
race
the
traitor a lot
question
as well.
posed
Host.
was not
That's why I felt
necessarily
obliged to come up.
valuable, so we're just answering the question.
Go ahead,
But
for real.
I am interested to hear what exactly I've said that offended the host.
Oh, also,
What exactly I've
First of all,
said that was
sir, I don't
insulting.
get offended.
I'm sorry to
Again, I'm
interrupt.
from New York. It would take a lot to
Okay,
offend me,
whatever
sir,
words you want to use.
especially in TikTok land. I don't get offended, okay? But for you to come
Sorry
up
to pause
here
the
on a
flow of the
public,
conversation.
I'm sorry, what did you say? I was addressing the gentleman, sir, and I use that term loosely.
I'm sorry for interrupting the flow of the conversation. I just wanted to make sure that True knew that I and you are both pronouns. So unless he wants to start again, unfortunately, he failed.
Okay, I don't know. Okay, for real, do you want to mute yourself? The only problem I had, redacted, one second, let me finish with the gentleman. The only problem that I had is that you look hella crazy going up on a public platform at your age and literally telling me that I'm not a human being. That's where the issue is. Am I insulted or offended, sir? It would take so much more for that to insult me, being that I'm from New York. I don't know if you get out much or which state you live in, but it was just, you looked hella crazy in my opinion. Go ahead, for
Well,
real.
you're offended enough to have mentioned it at least 4
Sir,
times
this is
so
my
far.
platform. If I feel the need to mention it, I'm going to. How come I don't have a problem with Mojo or JD, sir?
Because
How come
I'm a
you
dick.
seem to
Hi,
be
my
the
name's Redacted. Nice to meet you.
Sir, you look hella
So,
crazy.
so your offense exists in a quantum state. You both are and are not offended until you're observed. Am I hearing that correctly?
I'm not
Mojo, can you
sir.
pick a topic and me and you can
Can we
discuss
move
it,
it on?
and then we can move on from this childish shit.
Oh
Yeah.
God, redacted is so
It's
stupid. I
reactive.
swear.
You gotta take it back. You can't
Say
say
what?
that. You
Redacted,
gotta
are you a
take that
white
shit
liberal
back.
male?
That she's
I will
not
do no
human.
such. I will do no
You're
such
not
thing.
human.
Again, can we
Who
move on
cares?
from
You think I
exalting
care
shit and
what
just
he
have
says? I just find it hella
I
crazy
know.
that he's
Yet
saying it so
again, you
proudly.
care
I
enough to have
know.
mentioned it at
Because
least
he's
I
5
am
times
trolling.
now.
He's
So
mentioning
talking.
which
it.
one
It
is it?
is my platform, sir. Por favor. Just put a filter on it.
And I
Go
wanted to
ahead, for
mention
real.
it too. Is that okay?
Yet again,
It wasn't
I am being
offensive. I just wanted to say how
extremely
trash you were.
tame right now.
You know, you really, sir, you need to take a note
I
for
know,
Mojo
right?
and
I
JD. You
could,
need to take a
He's
wait,
note
I
from
could,
them,
trolling.
sir.
They're
I could,
trolling.
wait, I could come up with
I'm
Who
I can
is
not
come up with a
trolling?
topic.
trolling, in
I can
fact.
come up
You
with a topic where
are.
everybody will
You are a
attack me.
literal
Okay,
troll.
Mojo, do you know this fellow? For the love of God, if you do,
I
please
do,
quiet
I
it
do
Mojo
know
down.
doesn't
him.
speak for me.
I do know him.
For
I
the
don't
love
speak
of
for him, and
God.
I've kicked him off my panel before too. So
Oh
there's
no, you're
that.
trolling
Yeah,
for
he
That's
was.
sure.
fair.
He's totally trolling. That's why I came up here to say as
I
well.
promise I'm not.
He's a running Rohan.
No, you're trolling. That's
You're
why when I
wrong.
said I called up the
He's
left
being
and when
purposely
how they act in
offensive to get a
groups.
reaction. He
No,
has
it's
no
okay. Everybody go at once. I prefer it
arguments.
that way.
DACA, put it in the queue, please. Go ahead, Mojo. You were discussing immigration before
Well,
you were
well,
rudely
I could come up
interrupted.
with a
But
topic where everybody's pissed off
yeah,
at me, where you all
okay,
want to come for me.
go ahead. Have I come for you yet, sir?
No, but you will on this one.
Do it.
Ooh,
Just use
my.
TikTok friendly verbiage.
Isn't that the
Lobbyists,
definition of trolling?
DACA, put it in the
But you
queue.
lobbyists
gotta
are
give her
good.
respect,
Wait, this is
though.
political, though. This is political. Lobbyists are good and necessary in our government.
All right.
I agree.
What?
That's what you thought we was gonna fight about?
Yes.
Come on
You guys
now,
like lobbying?
no,
Citizens
but
I'm
United
going to
is
need
a
you to
good
go into
thing.
depth on that one, Mojo. That's a new one
Money
for
in
me.
politics is
yeah,
a good thing.
I
be
don't agree with that part.
specific.
I agree with lobbyists. Like I think like smaller lobbyists should be able to be a
That's
thing,
a
but I don't think
wild
citizens
statement.
should have been a thing that ever existed. I agree that
Lobbying.
lobbyists need to exist for like I don't know, like Greenpeace. I don't know, national parks. Like we need lobbyists for those reasons to write law. But I expand on why you think that like corporations should be considered people.
I don't know that they
I
are
don't.
considered people, but
I don't think
corporations are run by people, and
they
people have
have
freedom of
been, but
speech.
Trump is trying to stop that. They have been. That's
He's
why
not.
he's trying to stop them from
Show where he's
buying
trying to
up.
overturn Citizens United.
I don't think
No,
we
I'm
should.
not
Well, we
saying
can.
that. No, he's trying to stop. Oh, he's trying to stop corporations from moving like as if they're like a single entity, buying up land in
Who is
Providence.
Mojo or Donald Trump?
How is Donald Trump doing that?
Yeah, you got to get into it. Listen, I can't get. You're gonna have to Google it.
Explain it. Why would you say it and not explain it?
No, what I'm saying is, there are companies that are buying up property, and it's driving the housing market up.
She's talking about
You don't know
Blackstone
anything
buying
about
up rental
that?
properties. Yes.
Yeah, but he
Yeah.
hasn't
They're
stopped
trying
that.
to stop it.
He hasn't stopped that.
And-
if you look at what he did,
But-
if you look at
but
what he
that's
did,
what
he
he's
redefined.
trying
no,
to do.
he didn't.
Ergo
He
trying.
had them
I said
redefine.
that's
He had
what
them
he's
redefine.
trying
No, he
to
did, but he
do.
didn't. He didn't.
It doesn't
they
matter.
redefined
That's what he's trying
what
to
small
do.
invest. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Sorry.
What they
Sorry,
did
guys.
was redefine what a small investment company was. Move it from a $10 billion to like $100 billion. Like it's not. He didn't do that.
Yeah, he's trying to stop foreign entities from owning land here in America. I'm for that.
Show
Wait,
that.
He signed off. He signed off in the deal for American steel to allow Japan to buy U.S. steel.
Nippon.
Yeah, they need to bring money to America. What you talking about?
Wait, he's selling our businesses to Japan. What are you?
He needs to
talking
sell it to anybody. He's a businessman. He know what he doing.
Okay, DACA, unmute yourself and would you like to address the gentleman on what he was saying?
What
DACA voted for Trump.
Remind me of what he was saying, please, because I'm very.
Go ahead, Mojo.
What did I say about lobbying?
Yeah.
I think lobbyists are necessary in our government, and I think that Citizens United was a good fucking Supreme Court ruling.
That's wild. I'm not sure I understand that one, Mojo.
Well, we
Can
have
I
freedom of
sound
speech.
ignorant
We
and
have a
ask
right.
what the ruling you're talking about, Citizens United, what did that do?
Okay, so it was the documentary that was created about Hillary Clinton, and they were trying to release it a month before the election back in 2016. Oh no, not 2016. This would have been before the primary in 2008, I think. Maybe I'm mistaken. I think it's 2008. Anyway, they allowed the documentary to go through because they said we have freedom of speech and we're allowed to create art and release it whenever we want, even if that's related to a political personality or something like that. That led to the creation of 501c4s. 501c4s being the larger of the nonprofit organizations that can take dark money in. 501c3s existed before that, but they were a little more regulated after this, and 501c4s were created.
Al, you're up on an American political panel, and you don't know what Citizens United is?
Who are you asking that, sir?
Al?
AI. Al.
Oh, okay. Go ahead,
Oh, I
AI.
thought he said to call him Al. Sorry about that.
Al,
sorry.
Go ahead, Al. No worries, Mojo. Go ahead, Al. Would you like to respond to him?
I'm sorry, what was the question? Why didn't I know about Citizens United and I'm
Oh
on
my
a
God.
political panel? What?
Stop that redacted.
No,
you're,
I
you're up
personally
on an
attacked him. He can
American
make
political
meetings, fine.
panel,
I
and
don't
you
care.
don't know what Citizens United is?
I told them to remind me. I'm sorry if I forgot
Okay.
something that happened in when? 2008. What?
2008.
Yeah, okay.
But it's
My bad.
affected every election since then.
Do you even go here?
Are you trying to be insulting again?
No, that's what
No.
he does. Oh my God, sir, stop. Be more like a John Wick and
I told
stay
you he's
quiet.
trolling. That's all he's doing is just trying to
I
get a
don't
rise.
I
care.
swear to God, I'm not.
He's not
He
trolling.
isn't-
That's his persona. I have a BA in clinical psychology. Believe me, this gentleman is not trolling. That's who he is, and that's the facade.
But
that
he's
he
just trying to
carries
be
around.
offensive. Okay, he's not trolling, but he's just trying to be offensive for argument's sake.
Okay, and he
He's
looks
just
like
personally
a
He only
attacking.
does it. He only does it
Doc,
against Republicans. He doesn't do it to liberals.
I'm not a
So-
Yeah.
Republican,
Shut
sir.
up, Mojo. You have a small
He's full of hate. He's full of hate. TDS is real. He's a sufferer of TDS.
I'm not a Republican. DACA, go ahead.
Well, I was reading up on that Supreme Court ruling, and I will admit that I'm not well versed in PACs.
Oh my God,
or
are you
political
from here?
spending, so.
Oh my God. How do you not know
Yes, I
this? Sorry.
I know. I'm sorry that my
Oh my God, you
knowledge
shouldn't
is
speak in
not
awe.
like a Wikipedia page.
Wait,
Yeah.
are you DACA though?
Yes,
Yes,
he is.
I'm DACA.
So you
Yep.
are not an American citizen?
Not yet.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, so
And
you
you
guys,
voted for
Mojo,
Trump?
Mojo, your people are are literally reporting. So you get
I
them the
told
hell out of
you.
here.
I told
They
you.
reported that gentleman. They reported that guy that was on here. So, and they reported that person. Whoever's dropping, they're reporting. I'm not doing this, Mojo.
Redacted?
And they just
Well,
reported that guy too.
wait, no, they didn't.
Yes,
Are you
they
getting
did.
violations? Are you getting
That's why
violations?
they're dropping. It's not me. I'm not dropping them, sir.
Wait, but they'll if they get a violation, it will pop up on your screen.
Mojo.
What
Yeah,
the
I
violation
did get a
was.
violation. That's why I had to remove all 3 of them. So your people are literally reporting
Damn it, you guys.
everybody.
Okay, I don't think they are, but if you guys are, please don't do that. Please,
Mojo. Do
I
you still
beg you.
believe in that one government system can fix everything?
I believe we need a one world government. Yes,
And communism with but do you think that that'll actually work though? Okay, I
I
understand
do.
your theories, but do you really think with human nature and corruption and mother nature, storms, not being able to plan for all the X factors would really work?
I don't know what that means.
In your perfect world system, there's no corruption, there's no floods, there's no famine.
Well, of course there are going to be floods.
Okay, so
No, I don't think famine will
it's,
exist though.
how's that?
Because famine
Okay, now
won't
you're
exist
gonna say
because
you
we're
can
gonna.
in your
Hold on,
perfect
hold
world
on.
there's no
Famine,
famine.
famine. Wait, hold on.
Okay,
Famine
famine by
occurs.
natural disaster. Let me put it that way.
Well, famine only occurs because we can't distribute food properly. We
No,
grow enough
famines
food
occur
in this
from lack of
country.
water, flooding, storms,
No. It's because we can't distribute
pesticides,
food.
rats.
It's because we can't distribute food. If we could we
So,
make enough food on this planet
so
to feed the planet 5
No,
times
I
or
agree
10
with
times
you, but
over.
that's not
so
the
the
definition
potato
of famine.
famine. So the potato famine was the Irish's fault, essentially.
No, it was the
from what I'm hearing.
British's fault.
Mojo, there are
But you
famines.
just said
Okay, you're
that the
right, but there's
food
also famines
famine
due
Blame
to
the
Mother
is
Irish.
Nature.
They sustained you. They said the Irish saved your life with their fucking potatoes. Don't do that.
Yeah, it was the British that took all the rest of the food away.
Mojo, you're missing the argument. There is famine caused by natural disasters, by flooding, by insects, by
That's
drought.
fine. Then we need to figure out a way to move food around the world better. Because we can move food to other people to make sure they don't starve to death.
Why
The problem
does
is that
it
we have a capitalistic system, and if it's not profitable, then we won't do it.
but why is the
so
fall of
what
most why is the failure of most communism systems or socialist systems due to the leaders embezzling money and stealing money, and these so-called party leaders are selling oil out the back door, or their profit? It's corruption.
You
Corruption
answered
always there's corruption in
you
every system.
you answered your question in the question. Because communism isn't about a dictatorial leader.
But
It's
there's no way
about
to get rid of corruption. It's human nature. Like you're never going to not get rid of
no.
corruption.
There's no such. Oh, see now you done screwed up. There's no such thing as human nature. Stop that
Yes,
nonsense.
there is.
No, there's not.
Yes. Okay.
What
This
do
is
all human beings
is
share
my
in
area.
common that's not
This is
physiological?
my area of expertise. You said that there's no
Anthropology.
such thing as
There
human
absolutely
nature, right?
is.
Hold on.
Go ahead,
Sorry,
Daka, and then
Mojo.
biblically.
You can
Daka
even
wants to
Google it.
respond to
Ask
you.
AI, does human
Okay,
nature
let
exist?
Daka respond,
Okay,
please,
sorry.
and then biblically. Thank you. Go ahead, Daka, respond. Go ahead,
So
Daka.
Mojo, you said that there's no, or Mojo, you said that there's no such thing as human nature, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So if there is no such thing as human nature, then where do we derive our morality from?
From nurture, all of it.
Nurture. So other people have to tell us what to think.
Yep.
Okay. So if there is no such thing as human nature and other people have to tell us what to think, then how would you account for the Stanford prison experiment where it was discovered that people under the right circumstances will engage in abhorrent acts as long as they are in a group setting?
You mean the experiment that was debunked and showed to be fraudulent?
And heavily altered?
It was nothing more than reality TV, Daka. If you know about it, you should know that it was debunked.
Okay. And how about the atrocities of World War II, where people would tend to go along with the schmotzies in a group setting and they're far less likely to stand up or engage in any sort of instances where they would speak out because they're in a group setting. So again, if there is
You
no
just
such
answered
thing,
your own question. Group setting. You just answered your own question. That's learned behavior.
Okay.
Right.
Can
But
I
again,
interject
if
real
there
quick?
is no such thing as human nature, then we would just be a line of code that just churns out the same output every single time.
No, we don't, because we all
Where
learn
does that
different things, and
group culture come from?
we all
You
take
said
those
it's learned by
things
a group.
differently.
Where does it originate?
It originates, well, it starts with your parents, and then it goes to the commercials.
Okay, but where
and
did
then
they
it goes
learn
to your
it?
cartoons.
You're saying it's
They
all
learn it from
learned.
their-
Where's the ultimate
Hang on,
teacher?
let the man answer DACA's question. Give him just a minute. Fuck. I don't agree with him either, but
I don't know what
buckle
DACA
up.
asked.
I was
DACA
following
asks
up with DACA.
if
Go
you're
ahead,
saying
DACA. I
that
was
it's
following
all
up.
nurture, then we would all just be a single line of code, and you'd have the same outcome every time. If I remember correctly.
Yeah, I don't think we have the same outcome because we're all raised by different people, and we all are raised in different environments as well. However, I do believe that we're born tabula rasa. We are born a blank slate. We are ready to take input from the moment that we come out of the womb, and that input is what we be, or how we become what we become.
I'm sorry you believe that, but that's wrong because there are things that are passed down through the blood.
Wait, can I just
through
ask a follow-up question? What
generations.
DACA was asking, because I see what you're saying, Mojo. It comes from a group, the tribe, the culture, but where does it originate from? Who's the original teacher of this moral
I don't know. It
beliefs?
was hundreds of millions of years ago where the original morality system was drawn up. I don't know.
By whom?
We don't have written history. Well, hominids or Homo sapiens sapiens have been on this planet for what 300 million years or some shit like that.
No,
So
it's
all these tribes and
300
cultures
million
divided
years.
by
It's
thousands of
3
years.
million years at the most. I studied this shit. 3 million years. And we've been here 3 million years.
You've lost your mind.
Leadership role, and those are typically associated with masculinity and more masculine traits. So that's why more men just naturally have those traits and more women don't.